Moglers, and welcome to the Mogpod Podcast. I am the #1 potato boss, and we have Jared.
Hi.
Chris.
Hello.
And Kevin.
Greetings.
And this is Season 2, Episode 6, the finale of Season 2. What?
Finale?
Yeah, it's a finale every 6 episodes.
Yeah.
No, but we also do something different every season.
It's like we're made by the BBC.
Yeah.
That's also coincidentally just before Opus VI release.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Unlike last time.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us here today. Today we're just gonna go over the spoilers, and after that go to our MCD as always, and after that talk about the regional deck winner. Can you guess who won? It wasn't me. Anyways, let's go on to our spoilers. The first spoiler, which I think is actually the most important spoiler of all.
You scroll past the fire card.
Oh no!
You scroll past another important fire card.
No.
Stop passing the fire cards, Mourier.
It's not the fire cards. It's Sahajin.
Sahagin.
Oh, I've been saying it all wrong in the spoilers.
This is just a Mogpod
All you
special
had to
now.
do was ask.
It's a Mogpod special now, you know. My deck is the Sions of the Seventh Dawn.
The
Skions.
Skions, yes. Okay.
Anyway.
So this is just
Wait, you should alter them so they're all just like carrying ski gear.
like little art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Sahagin.
So this is a 3-drop water monster called Sahajin. Sahajin is just his job. So Theater Rhythm. And if you've seen the video, this is actually the FF9 variant of Sahajin. So 0 cost until the end of the turn. Sahajin also becomes a forward with 6,000 power. And when Sahajin attacks, draw 1 card, then discard 1 card from your hand. You can only use this ability once per turn. The only thing I wanted to say is because most of our viewers probably already seen the spotlight.
Yeah,
So I don't think
this was our reveal, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's our Mogpod exclusive reveal. But I just wanted to say one thing is that people really split on it online.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some people are like, this is broken. Other people are like, this is useless.
Well, the most.
I am both at the same time, so I'm glad to see it.
What? Give us the breakdown then, Kevin. What's your thought on it?
So, in a monster deck, especially after playing with Ozma, the 0 cost activation has been really good for me. Just not having to invest any resources, so you can play your turn perfectly efficiently and still have something to block or attack. That's been really useful.
I've been experimenting with it in my Palamporum list quite successfully too.
And the drawing a card, discarding a card effect in this game especially is really powerful because a lot of your cards are often useless. Like if you have 5 backups, then every backup you draw is useless. So every attack you just get to filter a card out.
Alternatively, you've got really good cards that are only good in some matchups, like Vayne.
Yeah.
Vayne is an amazing card, but against some matchups, he's just a vanilla 4
if you clog on Light and Dark cards as well.
Yeah,
Water Light deck back in Opus
I think
3.
I might use this. It might Ultima works with it as well. Like and
at the same time, you can get faster to your combo pieces. Like the monster decks generally, you want to get to Kagmazo as soon as possible.
So in those monster decks, this is like free CP.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have no. Right, and it's gonna activate it.
And the Wind Water variant. I'm thinking more Wind and Water.
Almost as if he's just a forward most of them. Because like a 3 cost 6k with that text would still.
It's alright.
It might
that's worse than this card.
It will see play for a standard unit, but this is the downside of upside of having monster, downside of not being standard. But I like it, but I don't think it needs a space in other monster decks. It's just in those monster decks where it will see play.
Yeah, part of what makes Ozma strong is that he's like large as a forward. This one 6k, you can't really use.
He's also searchable, so. Yeah.
So this is 9 as well, but
every card is searchable.
Yeah, every card.
Now it is. Yeah, we're gonna get that soon.
I meant like within an already established water archetype.
No, but like he's from FF9, right? But they didn't put the FF9 thing.
Well, I think it's just
a balance
with the theater rhythm cards or with
they're all
with the monsters and things from theater rhythm. They're what the archetypical version of that creature or summon are.
I think they just choose the most popular, don't they?
Well, like
this is the most popular version of Sahajin.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
That's kind of what I meant.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it. So go watch our spoiler spotlights if you guys haven't already.
This can also just lose you the game because it decks it out pretty quickly if you try to get value out of it.
Oh yeah.
Do you have to draw a card and discard a card?
Yes. Yeah. So
I don't attack Dragoon, so you don't even have to hit them.
Yeah.
and as we've established earlier with Godot, when I was wrong, is that this is free filtering.
All right, let's move on to...
Okay, let's move on to... let's just go straight to the Einsteinian.
Estinian. Please. Estinian.
Einsteinian. Oh, okay. Whatever.
We spoke about the other Estinian last week on the podcast.
And there's a new Estinian, which is great.
Randomly got a new
Yet
Estinian.
another... I'm kind of a little miffed that this isn't a Ricard, so we can have both of these new Dragoons.
I mean,
in
the
play,
legend
but
could still be Ricard.
That's true.
There's one lightning legend missing.
that would be pretty neat if we got two Dragoon legends.
Yeah, that'd be quite thematic.
But Kevin, do you want to tell us?
Hang on. Is he
What?
punching the eye of Sauron?
No, he's holding it up.
That is what he's doing.
No, yeah, he's holding it up.
I've
Why
come
is
to
there
board.
the Eye of Sauron? Was there a...
No.
Kevin, as our Resident
it's-
14 player,
I-
was there a
I-
crossover event?
It's
Can I
not.
read
It's
the
not.
card
It's not
first?
Sauron. It's not Sauron. But Kevin, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a 5-cost Estinian forward. He's a Dragoon from 14. And he reads, if you control 5 or more backups, Estinian gains haste. When Estinian is blocked, break the blocking forward. And he has an activated ability, just 1 lightning. Activate Estinian. Estinian can attack once more this turn. You can only activate this once per turn and only during your turn.
This is a pretty
That's
cheap
pretty good.
activate, I would have to say.
Yeah, but
It's one
it's
of the
only
cheapest.
during your turn. So
Yeah.
it's
It's limited. It's limited.
Like a lot of lightning cards, he's super aggressive.
Yeah.
So this is like a very good boss monster for lightning, right? Because from when I was looking at all the lightning cards, they have a very limited number of boss monsters, right? The ones that come to mind are like Ramza and
Lightning.
Lightning. Yes, lightning.
So
So
the big
lightning,
ones you just drop down.
lightning requires a prerequisite of you running FF13 cards, and it's not really ideal some of the case. So some of the times when you don't want to run those
Whereas
cards.
And mono
Ramza just
lightning
needs you to have
especially,
lots of things.
Yeah, and
in play.
I found most of the time for Ramza, he's a win more card. Because if you've already got that many number forwards on the field, he just can't be like,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
I have
not already
sealed the
winning.
game. I have sealed the game by playing this card. So, but this card is like, is not anything like that. I think.
Well, I think he is. He's just got a different scenario where you need him. Like you want him to show up and have.
I
haste.
guess so. Yeah.
It's just not as win more because you don't have to be winning completely.
That's
He's
right,
just
yeah.
good on
He's-
an even board as well.
He's especially vulnerable for a 5-drop.
Yeah.
Like so, you don't
You-
want to be playing.
You sort of need to be even with your opponent.
Yeah.
yeah.
To make
Yeah.
it good. Like, if the points difference is too great, he's not going to do anything because he's on defense at that point.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, I take 2.
And I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No,
But then you play the other 14 card.
yeah, true.
That's actually true.
Yeah,
Honest?
12 CP turn. So,
Yes, it's
unless
so
you do the other
doable
one
in
first, I
lightning
guess.
as well.
Oh, no, because you need to do the attack
Yeah.
phase thing. But this card seems very, like, anti-ice to me. In that, apart from, because, like, he, like, what's his protection? And his protection is against ice. Like, because he can activate himself, obviously. So Vayne doesn't keep him down. That's Ice's answer to things that cost 5 or more.
Yeah.
He's 8K,
Pretty much.
which takes him out of Glacier range.
Yeah.
And so the only way for the most meta isolates I've
Your
been
favorite
seeing...
card.
What?
Zeller.
So yeah, true. Zala,
Yeah, you respond
Zala
to them
does it.
activating, and then
Yeah.
so he only does you 1 point of damage.
But
And then-
in the... Do they play Zala in the...
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this? Oh, they do. Okay, I missed Zala then.
Yeah.
But,
no, not
so-
the super aggressive ones, but the more.
Okay, the ones I've been
mid-rangey.
encountering a lot recently.
No,
at
the
least.
more mid-rangey ones play Zeller, yeah.
Right.
Tony's deck plays Zeller.
Oh, okay. Okay,
2 of.
I missed Salura then. But apart from that, it's just Glacier, 2 Glaciers or a Celis hit doing 4k total
That's
forward
right, yeah.
and Glacier. My point being, it's actually really hard for them to contain this card. Because Freeze is the same as Vayne, like it doesn't work. It does slow it down. It turns it into just one attack a turn. And it's always going to get through. But it means you've got to be even with them still, with the points.
Not
which I was talking
always.
about. Like if you're really far behind, they just take the damage and
Yeah.
then just whack you back anyway. Because they can still dull your stuff.
Exactly.
Like this stuff doesn't stop it getting dulled because it's only in your turn you can activate it. It's just the freeze that it stops.
But you said, what did you say?
That you have to be even
Yeah.
in the race. like you can't be too far behind.
Yeah.
You can probably be like a point
Yeah.
behind, maybe,
He
maybe
doesn't
even two.
close
He's
the
going to
gap,
catch
like-
up in damage. Right?
Yeah.
Catch up, yeah.
So long as like if the board's stalling or anything, which it can get to that point, like it can go through, and it capitalizes on an earlier Illua as well,
Yeah.
which has been doing damage because that's what Illua does.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said it
And-
like it guarantees damage. It
It basically
almost
does.
guarantees
And
damage.
if you get like a massive swarm deck, they can just throw 1-drops under
Yeah,
the bus,
yeah.
and it's
Vikings,
fine. They'll
yeah.
just win the race again
Vikings,
when
yeah.
they come back.
Yeah, or they
But-
can.
or,
boost it
or,
with,
or I'm talking about you're still invincible.
It also goes really nice with Illua.
Sorry, yeah, good.
It also goes really nice with Illua when it's been frozen or rained, because then it actually does
Sure.
get to use the second attack
Yeah.
twice with Illua S.
Yeah.
It's the only 5-drop I've seen so far I consider playing in my deck that currently doesn't have any 5-drops in it as well. But I'd have
this
to
is an
really try it
impactful
out
5-drop.
because it's you have to be even or ahead
think so.
for it to work. And well, the 5 backups as well.
And you really want haste on this guy.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, but
It's-
my problem,
Without the
right?
haste, it's a 5-cost AK.
Exactly right, Kevin. They like balance this to like very well standards because now if I want to play him, I have to break my star symbol, and then I don't have 5 backups anymore.
You can just play another. Yeah, it only costs you that symbol to play this.
Then you play your
Yeah,
next
yeah,
Tsar
yeah.
Sybil and go.
yeah, just
The,
not a thing. I just joke.
Yeah. Although this fits into old Mono Lightning Control's theme of like Adia, they want backups anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go super ramp with them.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
And
backups.
this is just more like
He's some way to close out a game.
Yeah. So even though he doesn't have protection on himself, in a traditional sense, he has protection in like one of the meta decks at the moment that gets hit.
Also-
Outside of meta decks, there is a deck in which he does have some significant protection.
Please tell me, Jack.
There's water lightning
Dragoon.
Dragoons.
Oh yeah.
Because not only does the 4-drop rare Kane from Opus 2 give him a 2k buff, so he becomes a 5-cost 10k. You also have Rosa, who can min-woo him for a turn, so that keeps him out of ping range. And,
Yeah.
Fire's doing 10k now though.
Fire's doing
well, then we also...
And so is Ice.
Then what if there'll be a Lulu as well, right? Because, like, you're already going wide in that deck.
Okay.
So you have Lulu and...
Have you heard of a cat called
Kane.
Satuna?
Have you heard of a card called Diablo?
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, have I?
No,
But no,
yeah.
jokes aside.
Yeah, no, the thing that's
be
also
big.
good is that this is searchable in the same element as well. So in those decks that you do want to find it,
You find him with your
I
EX
don't
bursting
know.
tutor, and he contributes to.
I don't think you want to
Cherry
find
Yeah,
Awesome.
this guy.
I think you run like 2 copies or so because
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
a time when you want him,
I-
and you don't want
yeah.
more copies of him.
And I think the time when you want him is never the time when you want to be playing backup.
That's true.
I mean,
Well, like say you
It's-
play
You don't,
it's-
want,
it's-
you don't want to find him while you're developing.
No, but
'cause he's
say
just terrible.
say that you.
Oh,
like,
that's
say
true,
that
'cause you already
your
used
King of
your-
Amisha is your 5th backup, right?
Yeah, then
then like next turn you're threatening. All right, there's going to be an Asinian come down. He's going to have haste.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah.
I mean, like-
if you're already playing Burmese, then
I mean, a one of
That's nice
Burmese
option.
isn't gonna
Like-
break your backup line.
Yeah.
so to say.
How many cards have you gone through by the time you get to your 5th backup?
That's
and
true.
there's still these left in your deck. How many are you playing? Like,
yeah.
It's So
I
just
understand. That,
before
yeah.
I decide if this card is crazy or not worth it, I just need to see it played. Again, I got a lot of the cards in Opus 6.
Yeah, and Diabolos is in decks, so...
Yeah.
I feel like
Insta dies to that.
Yep.
yeah. I feel like it's because that's the thing, right? If it was 4 costs, it wouldn't matter Diablos because just be like, oh, I'm a 1k now, but I still break your forward.
Yeah.
it had to be 5
I
costs.
love his synergy
right?
with his not his synergy, his symmetry or asymmetry with Mecha Chocobo.
Ah, yeah.
He's like
It's
the
like-
opposite.
Yeah. It'd be so cool to play them in the same deck.
Of course you
I
will.
anticipate
Of
that
course
we'll
you
be
will.
seeing that from you.
Yeah. We've got all the spoilers in like semi-random order, so let's see what we get next.
All right.
Chris, you want to tell us about this card?
Sure. So it's a 3-drop summon called Diabolos from category 8. Choose 1 forward, its power becomes 4,000 until the end of the turn, draw 1 card. And it doesn't EX burst.
And
That's
it's
the
called
thing to mention.
Diabolos, not with a
Yeah,
O.
yeah, Diabolos.
So-
We're alternating the Diabolos.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this just looks like it has the makings of a good staple summon
Yeah.
to me.
Seems pretty strong.
It's cheap enough, it's a really good combat trick, and
Yeah.
it can be better than a combat trick as well.
Yeah, the thing that I really like about this one is that it will go straight into my Fire Wind unblockables,
Mhm.
making land literally unblockable.
Yeah.
You can't block me.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's
but
a
then you
4,000
draw a
power.
card which shrinks their thaumaturge, allowing them to block.
Oh no! You've ruined like what they tell me and wait, they kill their own nuge or something to make you draw. I don't know. How to
All
say.
these niche corner cases are definitely going to happen.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah,
I
that's
like
pretty cool.
I like this just from a flavors perspective as well,
Yeah.
because Diablos is the gravity summon in
Oh, really?
8,
Yeah.
so like he halves the target's HP,
Okay.
so that's kind of like he's setting them
That's
to
usually
a
half.
particular size.
4K also is usually the small increment. There's Raggedy, which was 3K, and there's like Shower, I think.
that
But
doesn't-
most
And
of the
Sid
time,
Reigns,
like
Sid Reigns.
Sid Reigns was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
most
so-
things before.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
small increment is usually 4K.
Ah,
like
yeah.
VB, Sid
Yeah.
Reigns, a one drop infant.
Zelda's 4K now.
The new Firion thing.
Yeah.
Firion.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the old Firion.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Dark Lord.
Mm.
3.
Dadaluma?
Yeah, he's a 3K.
Dadaluma?
Dadaluma.
Yeah,
yeah.
Dadaluma,
Perfectly in
obviously.
range of the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah.
You're
But
already tending to play Wind with Dadaluma.
yeah. But the other funny things that happen is that in standing unit deck against Vikings, you're just making them bigger. Against against like Leo, you're just making your 3K bigger.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
against like the Psycho Wardens, same thing.
Yeah.
You're just making them 1K
It's
bigger.
very versatile, and
Yeah.
even like it's good in its no combo sense as well.
Mhm.
Like it just you block a thing and make it 4K, and boom,
Yeah.
like your thing wins combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really cheap because you get to draw the card too.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it doesn't EX burst.
And it's cost 3 or less, which means Garnet can cast it. Which means if you're not playing,
That's a pretty big deal.
the
That is
unit
a big deal
that removes things from the game,
for the Chaos
you
Walker.
can use this instead of Chaos Walker.
Mm.
And I mean, you might be playing the new Gullwings or something, so you're not playing that unit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just gonna be a
That's
solid
really
card.
sweet. I don't know why that didn't immediately occur to me.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Other
just
than
good
that,
staple
it's just
summon.
the-
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think
combat trick. Yeah.
because
Is this
Kevin,
the only-
you. Oh, sorry, go.
Is this the only 3-cost summon that draws a card, or is there another one that I've forgotten?
Oh.
3-cost summon that draws a card.
Because that would mean that this is the first thing to actually generate profit off of activating Garnet, right? And casting it. You're spending less and getting more CP.
Well,
Well, you
getting
know,
the same
oh,
amount of CP.
It'll literally be like a no.
Yeah.
Like you discard a card, play this, and draw a
Yeah,
card.
there's always like
That's
Moogle.
Yeah, no, but
So much
this is the maximum boundary. Like
Yeah.
you're getting a 3 CP effect.
Yeah, and drawing a card. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You're probably right.
There might be one
You want to
I've
search it?
just forgotten. Nah, it's
Nah, no, that's good.
Okay. No, but Kevin, I was gonna ask you. You look at a lot of win cards, don't you?
Mhm.
Like there is. He does, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Goes
It's-
home.
Hey, man, I do that all the time with Earth. What are you talking about?
Here we go, let's try.
Mono Wind is my most attempted deck.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
all
but
time.
like
Most
when you
attempted deck.
but when you keep on looking at the summons, right?
Mm.
You just like feel like there's not enough. The old Diablos, the Opus 5 Diablos, really pushes it up. I think this one does as well.
Yeah, I think
Like,
this is
'cause-
a good one to have.
I don't know.
When you don't want to care about combat.
I really don't like how they can't just put straight removal for Emperor on Wind.
I think I like that they're doing that.
Because it's a
nice puzzle
limitation.
for me.
It's a limitation
Yeah.
for like you have to do that and then you have to somehow do another 4K.
Everyone gets their hate cards. It's just unfortunate that Wynn's hate card is available to everyone.
Yeah.
Anything else about this card? You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, I think we've said everything we need to say.
Roll the
Okay.
wheel again.
So Jared, do you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. This is a 2-cost Earth monster called Mushushu. Is that Mushusu?
That reminds me of Mulan. for some reason.
Mushisu.
Reminds me of Mulan.
Anyway,
Chris,
it's a
type 0
Mushu.
names? Impossible type 0 names.
It is a
Can't
type
pronounce
0
those.
category. It's a category. Category
It's a
type
monster.
0 monster.
Monsters in Final Fantasy just have strange names, like
It's-
dragon.
Job is Marduk.
Marduk.
Or Mu-
No.
Anyway, and it has
Marduk.
2 CP. Put it into the break zone. Choose one dull forward and break it.
It's just on par, I think.
I like it.
Okay.
It's one of those things. I think Chris, you told me is that
Mhm.
when you put it on the field, right, you leave the choice to your opponent if
As
they're
to whether
gonna
or not it's
attack.
going to work. Yeah.
Or they,
Yeah, but if they have a Delphi, you just break it.
Oh yeah, true. If you're on your turn, it works like it as an Odin.
Like an Odin.
Yeah.
It's also a semi-deterrent as well.
Exactly.
Rattlesnake.
It's
But-
a really good multiplayer card. multiplayer existed.
Yeah.
What's multiplayer? What do you mean by that?
It means more than 2 players in the card game setting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also like if you get. This is just Earth's removal monster because Earth hasn't had a removal monster yet.
I don't know. I like every.
Can't attack or block. It's basically not there.
That's true. But this is also a nice one to get off like Urianger and the Scions list.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, if you're for whatever reason not in lightning.
Yeah, they're just. I've noticed they're putting a lot of just like summon effects as monsters in Opus 6. It's like this is like cheaper than the summon thing, which is Atomos is the only thing.
But that one has
EX burst.
That one has EX burst and multi-choice, so that's why that bumps it up so high.
And then what else is nearest? So we've got like Ninja and Masked Woman, right? Ninja is the backup that kills a 2 cost.
No, Mustadio.
This is
Mustadio.
Yeah,
this is Mustadio. Yeah.
This is Mustadio.
But so if you remove the EX burst, make it a monster, it's 1 CP shorter.
Standard unit.
Yeah. Oh, it's not standard
multi-card
unit.
icon.
Multi-card, yeah.
It's a nice
I don't know. I'm always wary of 2 cost and lower monsters because they're so easy to remove.
But then they're also so easy to bring back.
I know.
This one, if it just gets removed, it's you don't really get much value from it.
Like giving. Oh, go ahead.
Because like for something like Dragon, if you try to kill it efficiently, it's like pretty easy to get something. But if they don't meet the condition, you can't just respond by breaking it.
Or like Goblin, you can always just draw a card.
So this is slightly weaker against monster.
Giving your Sid Waffs this effect though is like pretty relevant in Ice.
But pay 3 CP to kill a Dolph.
Yeah, kill a Dolphod or kill a Quad that costs 4 less or once that costs 4 or less.
Yeah.
Like
you
can kill pretty much everything.
Okay, next card.
Yeah. Oh, this thing's great.
I like this card as well. So this is the 4-drop Earth Summon Cactuar from category 8. Choose 1 for deal 4,000 damage for each CP of a different element you pay to cast Cactuar. It's a maximum of 16,000 damage.
It's the best CP to damage rate in the game.
Well, most likely, yeah. It depends actually.
Yeah,
because Dagaluma is like
if you spend
way more efficient.
No, isn't it the same amount?
Dagaluma is technically 0 if you Cactus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. No, but if you're spending 4 CP, then you're like.
What about recall?
Yeah. Huh?
What about recall?
Recall?
From Teller.
That's 4 CP for each, but you also have to pay 1 and dull him,
and you can
discard a card. So actually, that's
you could get way higher than 60.
You could, yeah.
Except for
36 jumps up.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. What about Deuce?
On a summon.
Deuce?
Yeah.
It also just occurred to me. Right?
I think Ace is
in
4K.
title series, this thing always deals the maximum amount, right?
This guy almost always,
Almost deals
if you have the backup.
If you have backups, it always deals the maximum amount in title series.
Okay, yeah.
There are a lot of category 8 summons in this. Like Diablos is also.
I feel like the title series for 8 is gonna bump up. But anyways, they I don't think we want to. We might talk about it, but they got announced Spiritus, right? The 4-drop dark backup that can search other dark forwards. So that one does for dark CP only. It doesn't dull for multiple series like Chaos, right? But then you can run that Spiritus and you can run Chaos. And you have an Earth backup, and you have a Wind backup. And in that Earth Wind, you already run into the Dark package anyway. You can deal 16k. I wouldn't know why you want to deal 16k. That's the problem.
This thing's fine at 8k.
It is.
Potential to go
I don't know if you even play it at 8k though, because Earth has Hecaton care, right? Which is just.
Earth also has Shantoto, right? Like, so you can quite feasibly in a two element deck get your third one.
12k, yeah.
So 4 for 12 is better than most things.
I remember back in Opus 3, I like writing Fire solely for that 4-drop 8k.
The Bahamut?
Yeah. Opus 4. Yeah, so solely for that 8k burn. Because it's so relevant in a lot of the cases.
In that environment, though, the next line of text on Bahamut was also super relevant. Like, you had to make sure that certain things just could never come back.
It was a nice addition, though. It was just a nice addition. This one is just in Mono Earth, so if I wanted to go Mono Earth, I can ping my own Shantoto and deal 8k to everything.
This is a good bottom line summon.
Well, for me, it's really good. Like, whenever I pair ice with another element, I'm looking for the Odin of that element.
This is possibly
like the thing that deals with something that doesn't have to be dull. And
Yeah.
there you go. Like
That's what this is.
The bottom line summon.
Yeah, I could just be like 8k, and that wasn't good enough for me to pair with fire, but compared to what else fire had to fill the deck. I know ice goes well with fire. I'm talking about
Ice
in
goes well
my
with earth as
style
Slower
of
style.
playing ice. Yeah. And
You've got Goomba.
but like Earth has a lot of synergy. Yeah, you could potentially put with ice,
Yeah.
with the dull stuff. But this is the thing that doesn't care about things being dull.
Yeah, which is important.
Yeah.
in that deck, yeah.
I
You
think
need something that can't get worse.
I think from this point we should then move on to that new fire summon, which is kind of like Chris. You described it earlier as Fire's new Odin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look, I like that summon so much that I downloaded it 3 times.
3 images of it.
Anyways, so Jared, I think you should do the honors.
It's a 4-cost EX bursting Bahamut from Dissidia Final Fantasy. It reads: choose one forward, deal 10,000 damage.
That's
my
OP.
God,
that's OP.
insane.
But then Bahamut, smacks you around and deals you 1 point of damage,
Aw.
and that damage does not EX burst.
Sad face.
Which is sad.
But
Imagine just chaining these. EX, EX, EX.
No, wait, no, but you can't.
No, but
Yeah,
if
that's
it
what I'm
didn't
saying.
have that line of text, you
Ah,
could
okay.
flip 3
Yeah.
Bahamuts.
Yeah,
So what you were saying just before,
Yeah.
before our podcast, I was saying to you that this could give me a reason to pair ice and fire because I want to because it's so cool thematically, fire and ice. And this would be the Odin for me.
I don't know. That just reminds me of Tidus's fire water sword. Have you seen Tidus's fire water sword? People are just like, this doesn't work. Anyways, that's
But just like the summon you can just play at the end of fighting over something. Or if there's just they have one thing that you just know you can only kill with your Odin or your Gachua or your Bahamut.
Yeah.
Like, you've got this one thing. You just haha.
I mean, like, dealing yourself a point of damage isn't that bad. Like
Until it's bad.
I like,
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but like in Fire Earth, like I don't have to rely on them to attack me. I can just cast this as a control type tool, and I'll still be on 3 damage with Cecil.
Yeah.
The problem with thinking of it as a control tool is the longer the game goes, if you haven't like stabilized, the more dead additional Bahamuts become.
Yeah.
Which is not, but at that point, there's also a discard your Bahamuts outlet in the game as well.
Which is
so,
Caius.
Yeah, so
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, we
he's
should
not
talk about-
entirely
yeah.
dead. There's a
This-
lot of synergy with the card name Bahamut.
We should talk about
In that
Caius. I
sense.
think I feel like he just got shafted really, really early on.
Well, I mean, he got better just now.
I mean, I really don't think this is enough. I don't think that really bumps him up to be playable.
Yeah.
This
Both
seems
got
more like
Fang.
I know, yes,
This
so-
thing cost 2 CP. 2 CP deal 10k. That's better than Cacta.
8
Earth-
CP, deal 10k and get a 7k for it.
Yeah.
Plus the 2 cards that they have.
What's this?
Fang and Bahamut.
Because you have
Yeah.
to play the Fang.
Yeah.
This does
And like,
feel
and
like
like,
a more...
and like, Earth can kind of order the Hecatonk here
Mm.
as a 2 CP summon. You want to put it like
Yeah.
I know it's more disruptible, but it's like it's not game breaking for you to play Fang, and Fang isn't good enough.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Kid?
That's what I'm saying.
It definitely doesn't feel like a slower card because you want the damage not to matter, which generally happens when you're aggressing.
Aggro, yeah.
And this is a good EX person in an aggressive deck, so because when the control deck pokes you, you just completely destroy what they did, and you can take another damage, but that should generally be offset by this type of cards.
Something I really like about Final Fantasy is how like things you learn in other card games end up not applying.
Yeah.
And in this, using life as a resource or damage gets taken as a resource, like you still have to stay within a certain window of how much damage your opponent's done to you compared to how much you've done to them.
Because you could be
Like,
blown out.
if-
you
yeah,
know?
It's
you-
so easy to die in this game.
if you get too far apart and they've done way more to you than you've done to them,
It's hard to close the gap.
extremely difficult, even in the most controlly of control decks.
aggro preys on that.
Yeah.
They just love having like, oh, you're on 5 points.
Yeah.
I'm on 0 backups. I don't care.
You get to
I'm just
control
gonna
combat.
attack.
You get
right?
to control combat
Exactly,
when they're
right?
on
Yeah.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Even on 5 to some points, because you don't want to go to 6 because then you're in that horrible spot.
Well, yeah. So when you're in that spot, say you're on 6 damage,
Yeah.
right? The aggro player has the best removal of all.
Yeah.
Pay 0 CP, removal forward. It's like you don't need to pay all this other stuff. So it's like that's pretty good.
And this one helps you get there.
Yeah. But it is just it's probably killing anything.
Yeah.
We can imagine those. The only thing that's not killing is Y'shtola.
There is actually
Y'shtola's in your minimal, isn't it?
an 11k is played in our environment.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Who?
Yes.
Morgan plays
Morgan.
Elden Ash with
Oh,
Maurier.
yeah.
That's what he,
Morgan's always the niche case anytime we...
But he's always in our tournament.
That's
So
yeah.
like you could be blown up by him though. Like,
Well, the thing with like, I don't know that... I actually kind of like this when, what's her name?
Eldar?
No,
Ishtala?
Ishtala, the wind
Ishtala.
legend Ishtala is a problem. Because then you're like, alright, I'm going to kill this other thing for much cheaper than my Phoenix costs. Are you going to break your...
yeah.
no, because it's not Phoenix. Also take damage.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it still reliably kills things that aren't Ishtala.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this thing sucks against the Leviathan. I got spoiled. Shall we move on to Leviathan?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's a good.
Yeah.
We've got
Yeah.
a flow going here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kevin, do you want to tell us?
This is a 3-cost Leviathan.
I think it's so cool.
Mobius and 7 with pretty amazing art. I can
Yeah.
add
How many
that to-
Leviathans are we up
Mobius
to?
and
We're
7.
on a lot. I almost have my full 9-headed Hydra.
Oh, okay, yeah,
in
yeah.
my Photoshop.
No, wait,
I
no,
might
wait.
upload that soon.
No, wait, Soldier doesn't count.
Well,
Sildra's 2 heads.
yeah, I can.
That
I
counts.
could.
It's just
not
2
count
Leviathans
Sildra
stapled
anymore.
together.
Yeah. Because back then it was only like Sildra and 2 other Leviathans, but now I got this.
What does it do?
So it's a summon. It reads: select one of the 3 following actions. Choose one forward, return it to its owner's hand. So the Leviathan
Classic
stuff.
Leviathan.
Classic. And then it has 2 other ones. Choose one action ability, cancel its effect, and during this turn, the forwards you control don't receive any damage from summons.
So
Which,
I,
as we were just saying,
Yeah.
because they still take damage.
wait, so
Damage
it's
and
only
ability.
summons. That's
Yeah.
so weird, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, when I first read this card, I thought it was OP. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I thought it said auto ability.
Yeah.
That would be...
A lot.
If that was auto ability, that was like, what?
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
I
this?
mean,
Yeah.
when I first read it, I also misread it. I just thought it said ability.
How?
But
wait, that it can. That's the thing. It can stop lightning.
actually, the discard a card named Lightning. Yeah, that's true.
I guess
Yeah,
there's-
you
there's
stay
not-
here.
Yeah, because she's not a special.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's not a
ability.
special. See,
Okay, well,
remember we were arguing about the other day? It's like, why does it matter if it's an S or thing?
Yeah.
This
Here we
this
go.
matters.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was
Oh,
a
yeah,
7,
yeah.
like a category 7 card. And, like, I collect up every category 7 card as a playset in
Yes, we'll
foil.
be competing for these. For
Yes, we will. I mean, we already were going to be because of
Yeah.
Palamporum, but
That's true.
like, and this goes in Palamporum as well because it's another thing to say. All right, well,
I don't know. Does it really?
I'll
it goes
keep
wherever
open
Leviathan
9.
goes.
I'll keep open.
Right?
Hmm?
It goes wherever Leviathan goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
one
there's
of the-
already like at least one flex slot in my water summons, and I'll at the very least try this out. But
Oh, you tried out, yeah.
like I've paid 9 CP for
Oh my
Bahamut
God.
in the past, right? I can pay 9 CP,
Yeah.
or
I've-
like slightly more than 9 CP
I
for Phoenix and then Leviathan to counter your Ishtala.
I just noticed it. No, you can already do that with normal Leviathan. Because you just
Yeah,
bounce
Ishtala,
Ishtala
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then.
But,
do
but
the-
this,
yeah,
this
I've
gives you
never
extra text as well.
Yeah, I've never
Like-
seen that happen, and because you just can't afford it. Like
Yeah.
you can't do Leviathan and Phoenix in the same
Yeah.
turn.
The reason why I say that doesn't really fit in your deck particularly because your deck is a control deck and you need a certain amount of EX bursts.
This wouldn't eat into the EX bursts. There's like
Really?
there's enough space in the summons.
Yeah, that's what I like. What they're doing with summons like these is
Yeah.
they're phasing out the EX bursts by power creeping them. I don't think this might be enough. I'm still not sure because
I don't think it's enough.
what it does do is that its other 2 modes, other than the classic Leviathan effect, essentially read protector forward of yours.
No, I just noticed something.
For
Yeah.
devout.
No, the third thing during this turn, the forwards you control.
Yep.
It's not like a forward. It's this whole
wow.
turn. All your forwards
All
don't receive
your
damage
forwards.
from summons, which could help against EX burst.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like incidentally.
So like no, you could be like going for the last point of damage
Yeah.
against a fire deck.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
cast this
yeah,
and then you
You,
attack.
you know that you've got lethal on board, and
Yeah.
You don't
just
want to
need
get blown out
Make
by-
sure that
by
like a
EX
random Brunilda or
Yeah.
Bahamut, no, not Bahamut, but like
Bahamut,
random,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
then it'll kill them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Semantics,
I mean,
semantics.
lethal on board doesn't mean they're on 6 damage. Like
No,
they
well,
could be on 4 damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
or they could be on 1 damage if you're water because you can do.
Yeah, but what if that
Yeah.
Bahamut killed an Instinian? And that was what they
Yeah,
were relying on.
yeah, it could be something
Yeah.
like text, like
Yeah.
a Titus.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I like this because it has like ability protection and summon protection in the same card, so it's like
Yeah.
it essentially just pretty much can protect anything.
Oh no! Like let's think about it. What other action abilities
Well, as Kevin just
do we
mentioned,
really care about?
So you want to
Devout.
soft
I think
devout.
it's anything that kills because then you don't have to consider what they pay. It's just how much your
Yeah.
forward is worth to you. And also, I think the other ones, the only ones worth cancelling, are Devout and Star Sibyl, because those are just giant resource generators
Yeah.
that you can kill.
Or you could.
Oh yeah, the start symbol would be pretty annoying.
Yeah,
Devout.
cancelling things like Bard as well that dulls the forward. Like it's like nope.
It
sorry.
keeps your Minwu alive when they try to archer it.
Yep. Yeah, like it's really versatile. I think it's well worth taking off the EX burst for this card to get these things that you're not playing the summon for exactly, but like having access to these niche abilities on a card you're already playing for a non-niche ability. That's so fantastic.
I agree with you for mid-range deck, but for control deck, maybe not.
No, the versatility is like
it lets you fight.
Fantastic.
Like it lets you fight over things.
It's not this. It's none of these effects are the same effects that are on Bismarck. But I have used every mode of Bismarck in Palamporum.
Oh, yeah,
and like in a control deck, drawing a card that is any one of 3 cards is so much better than just drawing like another Leviathan.
And this one is the ultimate defensive Leviathan, I think.
Because this Leviathan is much better than Opus 1 Leviathan if you draw it.
Yeah.
Like
no, obviously.
Like this. I hope Water comes back and we get to have our classic matchup. Because oh my god, with like Devout Leviathan Solace,
that's pretty crazy.
These trains of thought of what's going on.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
If I do this, he's got these 3 other actions he could take.
My question is, does this like playing against Water? Are you gonna be so scared that you're gonna play around this?
It depends how costly your things that you're doing are. Like Devout's extremely costly for it to get counted. And also with Garnet in play, this costs 2, right? Uno Garnet is just boof.
I think I would only play it if it did cost 2.
No.
I mean, Leviathan gets played when it costs 3.
Yeah.
So you can play Leviathan when it costs 3.
I don't know. Yeah, that's. I mean, like, what does that mean to the point that you're not gonna play Devout against a Water deck?
Like, I say to new players, right? It's not that I'm going to not play Devout. I mean, there's so much to start considering. And then if it's worth the risk, or if I think he's got it, then I don't do it until I've got a way to counteract that again. Or if I've got 2 Devouts, or like something like that. I say to new players all the time, the best single card removal is Leviathan, because it answers so much. It can negate a lot of value for things that cost 5 or more.
Yeah.
Especially things that have death triggers.
With this existing, that stays true.
And Leviathan is still like, you still have Leviathan.
I do agree with you in that point, but I feel the meta shifted to more into the field abilities. And so Leviathan, why Leviathan become less and less.
But then Leviathan deals with the enter the field abilities.
You still play old Leviathan. In an environment that has enters the field abilities.
No, the old
Because
Leviathan
they have always been powerful into the field.
I know. But the old Leviathan actually has been seeing less and less play.
Yeah.
All the top decks don't actually play Leviathan.
That's because they don't play summons.
Like.
Oh, they do. They still play Bismarck.
Yeah, I was just about to say Bismarck's like because it's like a better combat trick in most scenarios. Right?
Pretty much every scenario. Like there are very few and it's not better.
Yeah.
So it's definitely competing for a lot because Water has a lot of good songs.
But
this one's a really good defensive option, I think. If you have something you want to protect, or just like something you want to stop your opponent from doing at any cost.
Nope, deck you mean.
Yeah.
And I really like okay, if you want to have an EX burst, you've got to actually think about it out of Water.
Instead of just giving all the cards.
You can't just load all of the Leviathans and have all of them pop.
Yeah, just all these cards you already wanted to play, like Una and Leviathan. And,
this one
Cooch.
might make me change Unas in Palamporum as well.
Why?
To make it cost 2.
To make it cost 2.
Don't you have a 9 package? You have a 9 package for Garnet anyway?
Yeah.
So you could cost 2 that way.
Yeah.
No, but like she's only a 2 of in my deck.
But
and I don't always go find her.
Yeah, but you could if you've got this.
Yeah.
That's just a cool card. I'm looking forward to like playing around with it. I'm still not entirely convinced how good it's gonna be, but it's definitely exciting.
It's as good as Leviathan, but better.
Yeah. I know that. It's just
it's the EX
really
that
like
hurts.
Nah, that's not what I'm worried about.
Oh, you mean because you weren't gonna play Leviathan anyway?
Yeah, because I've also been playing that Leviathan less because of I've actually in the decks I've been playing.
Playing the double Leviathan.
Yeah, the double Leviathan.
Yeah.
Because
The one that bounces your own forge.
yeah, because there are strong into the field abilities. I get to reuse my own. Yeah, but it's gonna be nice to have, definitely.
I think we've squeezed everything out of this Leviathan.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. What are we going to talk about?
Oh, monsters as well. It stops monsters.
Yes.
Action abilities. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. But does that really work?
That's
Yes.
That's a monster removal.
That's the
in
Boogeyman
water,
deck.
Yeah.
right? Like
Okay, let's look at a card that can search a Leviathan.
Oh, not just the
Oh,
Leviathan.
it searches so
Kevin.
many cards.
So this is 5 cost Thornton the Seventh. He's an EX Pressing card from Final Fantasy XIV. His job is Archbishop. He's a backup. And it reads, when Thornton 7 enters the field, you may search for 1 card and add it to your hand.
Does that mean from your opponent's deck?
No. Go around the world, search for the card you need.
Yeah.
And then he has another line attack. When Thornton 7 is put from the field into the break zone, draw a card.
we were all waiting for this effect.
It was inevitable.
We all knew it was
Yeah, we all
happening.
knew what was happening.
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
going to
yeah.
such a card?
yeah.
I want to know, how much does this cost if it doesn't have that last line of text?
Yeah.
It's you can't make it. I
Yeah,
don't
you
think.
can't
You
make
can't
it.
because if
Yeah.
it's 4, then it's like Merlin.
Yeah,
and
but
Merlin
better.
is already thing, and then
Yeah.
like too many things
Search
to
for
consider.
1 card.
Also, it's a 5-drop,
Mm.
which makes your opponent not want to death gaze.
It does. That's very relevant. I think the number of times I've seen Death Gaze come up.
Oh, exactly,
and,
right,
And
yeah.
then they're like, oh,
And then,
I'm
no, I
about
don't
to
want
use
it, I
it.
don't-
I'm gonna kill your unit. And then, oh no, you draw a card if I also kill your unit.
No.
I'm not using it now because Yuna's wrecking me, but it's still not worth you drawing a card.
Forget the fact that you'd lose 2 backups in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is really good against Death Gaze.
Well, I'd be like a 5-drop forward as well, but whatever. Yeah. The reason why I'm thinking is because there's gonna be a fire water FF2 deck, right?
Is it?
With Scott's.
Alright, because
Gordon.
they did it fire, wind, and water, didn't they?
Yeah. So there might be like Firion, Firion
Either
guy.
fire, water, or wind, water.
You mean with fire wind?
Yeah.
Fire,
Fire
is
Sorry,
the.
fire,
yeah,
fire,
fire's
water,
the main
or
one.
wind.
But yeah, so fire water with Scott and Gordon. I feel like there's gonna be another Gordon and Hilda. Hilda hasn't been sorted still. But in that deck, you've already got a card that can get rid of a backup. Are you running this?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Right with
like,
Firion?
Like, it's like maybe.
That's distinctly amazing.
Okay. My other question with this, I know I'm asking a lot of questions. My other question
Yeah.
with this is that people play 3 Jeff 7-drop Odins just so it can EX burst, and they just
Yeah.
discard it for CP.
Yeah.
Are you willing this to be your 16th, 17th, and 18th backup just for the EX bursting?
No. This is like.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
The EX burst is
imagine,
sweet.
no,
The EX
imagine,
burst is sweet.
no, imagine you get the EX burst and you can search for your answer for whatever that they play.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
This is one
That's
of the
amazing.
sweetest EX bursts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like near Odin
I
level.
think
like,
you're right.
No,
to
I think
frame
it's
it.
about like half as good as
He's-
Odin,
I
but
think-
it's still really good.
He's on the shortlist for things that I want to try and Pelham for him. Like, he
I-
finds Phoenix for me.
I think it's gonna make turns take longer.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, yeah.
If someone
It'd be
plays it, because like you just oh my god.
What?
You
I
draw
don't
it
know.
and your turn takes an hour. You're like,
Yeah.
alright, okay. Can I just win from here?
It's like a
Yeah.
DQ. You
Yeah.
take it too long, though.
Slow play.
Or like
warrior.
even just like the EX, it's like especially in EX, because you don't know the
Yeah.
other half of your opponent's turn yet.
Exactly.
So you're like,
You're just
like,
what do I want?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a headache. Even actually, when you draw it, it's a bit less of a headache because these are really expensive to play on your turn.
Yeah,
So
that
you
is
generally
basically your
can't-
turn.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because you can't. So you pretty much can't play the one you draw straight away. So
Yeah.
So you need to play with your opponent having full information of exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah. That's a
Oh
big
no! Wait,
downside.
you don't have to show you don't have to show your opponent.
Search for a card, you have to reveal it to your opponent. Right?
Really?
Yeah, like Steiner doesn't say.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's your
Steiner
opponent,
is
is it?
you have to check it.
The-
So the reason why
game, does the game need to be like?
the reason why you show your opponent is to say, hey, this is a category 9, or hey.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean-
why you have to do it, but that's why it's included in this.
Yeah, that's why
And
it's
But then-
search. I
but
mean, you
then-
could just show a
This is the-
judge then.
This is the search.
Yeah, exactly,
keyword.
right?
No,
This
you
is a
can't.
card.
No,
Like you're showing them that this is a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they like. Like,
It's
No,
what's,
I-
what's
Like,
the difference between with the
in,
Param?
in other because Palm doesn't search.
Search is
Well,
It has a category.
like search is a keyword.
So
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
in
okay,
bold,
fair
right
enough.
there.
Yeah.
You can see it.
So, like-
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know.
get
Does
it.
anyone
Search-
have the
Search,
Yeah.
search includes.
No, I agree
Put a
with you
card,
guys. I
show
agree
it to
with
them,
that.
shuffle your deck.
I agree with you guys. Yeah, no.
Because there's no shuffle your deck on all the search.
No, yeah, no, it makes sense. No, it makes sense
Yeah.
because it's a key there. But if it just said like Well, if it wasn't
Look
bolded,
for a card.
but if it
Yeah.
wasn't bolded, I would argue that point.
This is
Just
something
because it's bolded.
that I anticipate a clarification tweet on.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly this is like the only card.
Yeah, it's like, you have to
search. Like,
Like, it's the
just
only
like-
time where
It's like softly implied on all cards that you show to your opponent.
yeah.
But you have to figure
As
out.
a god, no. See, this is a category 7. It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's a card, definitely. No.
But it'd be sweet if you didn't have to show it to your
Well,
opponent. That would
okay.
be
That would be some.
Well,
I mean,
okay, my other
In a lot
question.
of situations, you can kind of determine what your opponent is gonna search for.
Yeah, but
Well, an answer, right? An answer in the element.
Or a threat.
yeah,
Yeah.
or a threat.
But the other thing is this: well, you gotta play this if you don't have any backup removal.
Yeah, 3 is really expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
for a
funny
Right.
because search for one card and add to your hand is the most generic of generic. In theory, could go anywhere. But then you have to break him to actually.
Get
No,
Make it
no,
worth
no,
it,
no.
right?
But even if you break him, right,
So-
he's not the same as 3-cost searcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
even
that
if
means you don't have
but
that
you
backup
But you
anymore.
still like
You
like,
get some
have to
value.
break him
You
just
also
to
have
get
to
it.
do. You
And so
had
it
to have done
limits-
the thing that breaks him.
Yeah.
So it limits the decks it could go into because of that. Unless you're playing, as you said, as just a good EX burst and only like as a dead card if you draw it, basically.
Yeah.
But I think probably
Some decks can withstand dead cards like that.
Yeah, I think Heroic Lulu is probably the current most value you could get out of him because
Yeah.
you can have already set up Lulu.
I don't
And
know.
then
Is
it's
this
going
going to be the
forward.
comeback of Mystic?
No, I don't. I
Mystic
think
was never
Lulu-
in vogue.
Nah,
I
it
think
was
Lulu's,
seen a
Sorry,
little
what's
bit.
Mystic?
It was seen a
One
little
Cost
that was
bit.
3K, break it back up, give him 3K.
Oh, that thing. No,
That
it's
that
not.
was kind of Opus 1, Opus 2.
But I mean, and or potentially just in like a Fusuya deck,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like
Good EX.
that's a good EX from
You
Fusuya.
could you can play it
Oh,
in
yeah.
monsters. You can like you play Schrodinger, check if it's on top. Because if
Yeah.
you reveal a backup, you don't have to remove it, and then you ping something with Fusoya.
Splash the
Oh,
Yule.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ping
splash
something
the-
with-
yeah.
Oh yeah, Yule. That's not
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you could do with this.
I just, to me, right, in the current state of the game, if the game doesn't go slower, because right now the game's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast. Yeah.
yeah. So if the game doesn't go slower, I don't see this card making the cut.
Yeah, I think
You
they
know?
did a really good job of balancing search for any card. 'Cause,
Yeah.
that is completely broken, but they managed to make it balanced.
Yeah, I really don't think it's gonna see much play if
Yeah.
the meta
Yeah.
doesn't
Like,
slow
I agree
down.
with you.
I always struggle with my backup line already. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
if I'm
just-
gonna like.
This gigantic clunky thing.
And normally, like, you can find the things you want to find anyway.
Yeah.
Usually,
There's
especially
enough
with decks
search
that
in the
don't have-
game built in.
Search in the game, and you draw 2 a turn.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, I'm thinking of changing Unas to two cost Unas. Main reason isn't to get that Unas effect; it's to have a smaller backup line.
Yeah,
So,
which
like,
is really important.
One drop Bismarck's also really sweet.
Would you
Yeah.
would you run this if it's 4-drop, no EX burst, but with like a huge downside?
No, because then I'd play Moglers instead.
well, he finds things that
He finds
aren't
any
characters.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
It'll be the downside that like
Yeah.
depends on how you use it.
that'll be the downside. So yeah.
And I guess that's the important thing about that.
Were I to use this, I'd probably almost exclusively use him as a not Earth Rider.
Yeah.
But you know, they're just pushing the break your own backups water deck
Yeah.
with Larsa.
Oh, exactly. In the same deck with the FF2
Yeah.
thing, you're gonna play
Yeah.
Larsa.
Yeah.
Water Lightning, you get your Drace that costs 1. Yeah.
Yep.
But then you
Yeah.
want to Larsa stay on the field, right? Because he gets buffed from Larsa.
Yeah, well, then you play another last one that like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Draw more cards.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Alright.
The reason you break Larsa is to find another Larsa.
Oh, yeah.
So you can play it.
All right, let's move
No,
on.
that's what Goomba does, Chris.
Oh man, I'm collecting foil Goombas now.
Why?
In case they put into broken
How-
When
Goomba.
they
What's
make
your
a
current
broken
total?
Goomba, that's actually broken.
I've already been
right?
playing Goomba, and I really like it.
Hang on, because with Kuja, right, just on demand,
Oh,
just
yeah.
for free,
Wait,
all of a
wait.
sudden,
That is-
boom, OP Goomba when they print it eventually.
How many foil Gumbas have you amassed?
Only 4 now.
Only
But,
4.
But that's the collection.
like this is the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's-
started something
so-
big.
Yeah.
So, folks, eventually we'll get a PO box. Send all your foil Gumbas to Chris.
Yeah.
For what?
He's collecting them.
that's
And
fine.
none of these guys want them.
Okay, yeah.
That's true.
It's so meme worthy. Mysterious.
I like Goomba. I like Goomba.
Me too. I love Goomba.
Yeah.
I've never played him, but I love.
I like
Probably never will until.
Yeah.
No.
OP
With
Goomba.
Kuja, it becomes destroy one backup
Oh, yeah.
and remove a dead card from your deck.
Yeah, but then you put a dead card in.
In
your
the
Yeah,
game
yeah,
in the first
yeah,
place, yeah. Let's just move on.
Next
cool.
up, we
Next
have.
up.
I don't know.
Just click at one. Click on. Just close your eyes and pick
We
one.
haven't talked about the light legendary yet.
Okay, let's
That's probably we probably should talk about this thing.
Hresvelga.
Hresfelgar.
Albino
I
dragon.
like how you.
Hresfelgar.
Okay, go
You
ahead,
have to
Jared.
use your most Norwegian accent.
Ah,
Like
yeah.
I can't do that. But,
Oh, come on.
all right. Hresfelgar is a category 14 forward. He's
You can tell.
his job is the first brood. When Hresfelgar enters the field, select one of the 3 following actions. Skip your opponent's attack phase in their next turn. Remove the top 5 cards of your deck from the game. Choose one character in your break zone, add it to your hand, or remove all the cards in your opponent's break zone from the game.
I like
It's
to think
9,000.
that when it says skip your opponent's attack phase, it just means you just skip it. They still go through it.
Pretend-
Wait. No, but if that's true, then their walls and stuff will still trigger.
Yeah, but
that's
that's
not
not for
true.
you. You skip it.
Oh yeah, no, but if that's the case, then they can just like buff their wall and still hook it on you, right?
No, because their attack phase didn't happen as far as you're concerned.
Oh, okay. Fair
Just for
enough,
them.
yeah.
So for them it's buffed, but for you it's not.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
If they hack it,
That's completely fair.
Then
yeah,
they break.
If
your
like,
thing,
I
but
didn't
you
see
get to
it,
keep
I
on
didn't-
thinking
I
your
didn't-
version of the game.
Yeah, I didn't see it get buffed.
Yeah, what's going on?
So
Okay.
It doesn't mean just go out and get snacks
No,
during your opponent's
actually-
attack phase.
What?
Go out and get snacks during your opponent's
Ah,
attack
yeah,
phase.
it's just like,
you
you come
skip
back.
that part of the game.
No, what I want to talk about is that this kind of blends in well with Einsteinian because he had the Eye of Nidhogg, which is his brother, I think. Yeah, and so he like stops him, like keeps it at bay for a turn.
you cut out this bit, right?
What?
When we were talking about the Eye of Nidhogg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You said, we're going to cut this.
Nah.
I am extremely disappointed
Yeah.
that this card only mentions its name once in its card text.
Yes.
It's not like
I was-
Lord Vermilion, Wordlessy, Lord Vermilion, Shuyu, Hresfelgar.
Yeah.
Oh, the 5th commander of what's the Temple Knight?
Oh yeah, the Lord
Commander of the Temple
This
Knights.
was a prime card to have its name repeated like 7 times in its text, and they didn't do it. Yeah. Also, Bats is the first brood. That's also a relevant thing about
Bats
this
is now
card.
the first brood.
Yep.
He was already a dragon.
Like I love the idea of playing the legendary Bats because you actually get to announce his jobs to prove to your opponent that he's got so many jobs.
He's like
Bats is like a freelancer princess, the first brood. So
And here is Bats, Lord of the First Men, King of the Iron Isles.
Okay, let's talk about why you play this card. Okay.
For Bats.
Alright, what
For bars.
do you all think is the most important mode on him?
What do you guys think? Don't comments below.
Yeah.
We're not gonna look.
I like to see what they say.
No, it means right now.
Yeah, we're not gonna look.
Yeah.
Look down, everyone!
I agree with SpongeBob 472.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one. Skip your opponent's attack
Oh.
phrase in the next
Good
turn.
job.
Yeah.
Okay, so you play for that. The other two are just kind of hating, or that one of them is just
One of them is a bottom line, which is
Yeah.
just great to have.
a bottom line, making it like effectively a 4-cost 9k, which is never bad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you get to top that pretty well because you get to draw the card like in your break zone, which is generally better than a random
Yeah.
card.
Unless your opponent has played a Hresfelgar on you and
Yes,
removed
that's
everything
true.
from your
Yeah,
break
yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
That's true.
So like that's relevant.
Smelgo was.
Well, I mean that's relevant for Kuja, relevant for
Like,
Phoenix.
removing
There's a
all
lot of
your-
cards that
Yeah.
affect that.
Removing the opponent's entire break zone is potentially
thing-
The longer the
It
game
is.
exists, the more relevant cards will be printed that care about the break zone.
The thing is, the break zone in this game is really easy to repopulate as well.
That's true.
Like,
You
you
just
just
go-
discard card.
it's-
play the game and your break zone gets popular.
No, but
Yeah.
but like I imagine against like against your deck, right, with the Phoenix, right? Like you just drew and skip your turn. I'm like, oh no, this is a Phoenix coming, right? So, but this one is like I play this Hellsberger. Now you have to play the Phoenix,
Yeah,
otherwise I've got a free attack this turn.
If
you
this
know?
becomes popular, my deck shuts down, which is super sad.
I think that's unlikely.
And
But
this-
I don't know if I keep 4-0ing our weeklies, which I haven't done for a week or two, but still,
The
For a
thing
while it
is
was.
that skip your opponent's attack phase. That is so amazing. That's like playing a Layak. Right? You want to think about it there?
It's so amazing. It's like a one-drop card.
Exactly.
It's like playing an Arcanist, an ice backup that exists.
No, it's just like having the safetiness of like they're not gonna attack me.
Just
It's so
living
nice.
The
for
problem
another turn,
is,
100% guaranteed.
Like, if you use that effect, even if you're really ahead, you have to then follow up and close the deal. Because if, after having done that, you don't manage to win the game, your opponent can just turtle up and say, okay, I'll just wait for you to die.
In a car ride with you, I was saying what I don't like about the first line, which is the reason you play the card.
Oh, definitely.
The other things you can do with other cards. Is it's an effect that stops you losing temporarily, doesn't make you win, but puts a clock on you.
It's a really awkwardly
kind of like Paradise in that way. I mean, Paradise is definitely you lose the game if you're not going to win. This thing will lose you the game later.
I actually think that this one amazing and aggro deck, because in a control deck you wouldn't really want to play this.
He's a dead draw. If you
mulligan
into this as an aggro deck, you lose the game.
Huh?
If you mulligan into this as an aggro deck, you lose the game.
It'll be difficult.
Kind of dead.
Yeah, no, you just lost the game. So I don't think this goes in at least a hyper aggro deck. Maybe in a more a slower aggro deck, which
it's a 4-drop 9k in that situation.
Wait.
It's
not exactly what you want to be playing.
We can frame this discussion.
Wait, in that case is okay then.
That's not what you want to be playing in an aggro deck.
I've seen many people just go, here's my 4-drop 9k pass the turn.
We can frame this discussion in the way we talk about Dark Lord, where we talk about his drawback of removing the top 10 and say, well, in the aggro deck he's really good because he doesn't have a drawback. And so then it's well, why can't we apply that logic to this? Remove top 5, it's even less you're removing. But it's, to frame it into the discussion we just had, you want to play this usually later in the game when actually your deck is now actually a real resource to consider. And so that's why I think even though it removes half as much as Dark Lord, it's probably more punishing.
What you want to do is you want to play and attack with everything and then not have fear of getting killed and then attack again the next turn.
It's fantastic if you are representing a combat trick to your opponent before you've played him and you attack with all your guys. Main phase 2 drop this. It's I don't actually get an attack.
Exactly, that's the thing, right?
To punish this huge...
Scary thing, I see myself a lot of the time when I'm desperately looking for my Haymaker play. I might only have 5 or 6 cards left. I mean, then I can imagine a lot of scenarios where I'm waiting for this guy to show up, and because I don't have what's his name, Thornton the 7th, I can't make him show up.
It's actually funny because he might be slightly better in a mill deck, because if you're a mill deck and you're more than 5 ahead of your opponent, then that 5 does not matter at all. And you also get the best stall tool in the game.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true actually.
He's a big piece of meat to hide behind.
Because you don't.
And in that deck you can start similar.
If you're playing
yes,
the
you can, Mourier.
But in that deck they already have
you want what you can in that deck you can start Sibyl and then still mill them with the backups you kept open. So
and then you can play Layak as well.
So that potentially, I mean, the Layak's not really getting value for specifically a turn, but I think that's a nice one. And I think this card has flavor wins from all sides.
And this is Light's Eldnash, right? Eldnash is say. You don't get to have a turn. I get to have a turn, but I lose. Like I say, you just don't get to have an attack.
Does Mill actually have a light or dark forward it wants at the moment?
Actually, it wants Camelot, so maybe this is a...
Really? Why?
Because you want... the Layak Mill is a 4-color deck, so you want Chaos as soon as possible to make your entire deck playable.
4-color? Wait, no. This is...
there are a couple different mill decks.
The
Layak one is...
The preeminent mill deck right now.
The Layak mill.
If you're going to traditional Wind Earth mill, you've got a little more flexibility.
I think Wind Earth mill could be very viable this coming year because of that summer
Jido, Maru Jido.
You do miss out on...
Valor.
You do miss out on Gabrant Zodiac costing only 4.
Yeah, but...
Actually, wait. So you can discard one to play this.
You have to pay full price.
Discard one to play this, and then you can play a Layak on that turn. And then they skip their next turn. And then in their next attack phase, they attack you. You activate 5. You Valor 4. Then you get this back in hand.
And then do it again.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty
you have you have
to mill again.
You have to mill at least 5.
In that time span, you haven't milled 5 from them. So you do put yourself a bit further behind
Yeah.
them. But that's just interesting. Like that's you've got like this economy to consider in terms of cards in deck when you're playing that deck.
In the mill deck as well, that last mode is really relevant
Yeah.
because there are a lot of decks that,
Yeah.
that the mill deck just doesn't want to play against.
Yeah.
It's like
you
I
mill a
play
bunch
with
and then
your
you remove
devouts.
all of it. That's really cool.
There's
Yeah.
a minor.
Wait, so in that scenario, early game you use the first ability. When you don't have a good ability, you use your second ability. And late game, you use the last ability.
Yeah.
Because by that time...
You actually probably use the last ability all through the game.
Yeah.
Like even...
I mean, like...
Because people discard the things they want to bring back early.
Like Chris said, it's really easy to populate your breakdown. And if you play it late, you're like, I've got no options for my Phoenix and Devouts.
Oh no, but like the mill decks do run Velafors, so like you get him back. So do it again.
Yeah. But
so long as you keep your opponent's break zone just banished, you're in a good spot.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't see this being in a mid-range deck, actually. Like, either control or aggro.
There's just light and dark cards that are so strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've found its niche with the mill.
With the mill, yeah, I could see it.
I'll be trying to make that work. Come up with 6.
That's a really cool card.
Next card I think I want to talk about, to link it really well, is this card.
Very well, yes.
It is! Kevin, tell us what it is.
Okay, so it's a 2-cost white mage from Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah!
It's a standard unit backup, and it reads, when a white mage enters the field, choose
It
one.
removes your grudges.
yeah. When white mage enters the field, choose one card in your opponent's break zone, remove it from the game.
Yeah.
And it has 1, put white mage into the break zone, choose one card in your opponent's break zone, remove it from the game.
So
I like that this effect exists.
Yeah. The fact
But-
that it exists is nice.
When do we play it?
Kuja. When they discard
No, well,
Kuja. When they discard Kuja turn 1, you just play it.
Why are you as a wind deck afraid of Kuja? Right? That's
Wait,
my
no.
question.
Kuja just generates free value for them. They don't have to play Kuja. Free value late game.
That's
by being extra
on
CP.
the last turn. It generates 1 extra card.
Last, second, last, same thing.
No, the last turn is the only time. It like getting a Kuja back for value.
I feel
for
like
resources.
I feel like in a very high tempo turn, it might be worth it. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Otherwise, you could just reduce in response to devout.
Yeah. So like,
So
the one ability is pretty useful if you have if your opponent does have break zone recursion, like it just shuts down a develop or a Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even like early game, I see a Vivi in your breakdown. I'm like, I'll remove that Vivi damage if they discard another Vivi.
No, like I'm not saying it doesn't have utility, but like
But
So
yeah.
I don't think
it's a
it's
meta choice.
Yeah.
This card.
If we had a sideboard, this would go in, but we
Yeah.
don't, so this
Yeah.
doesn't. I think.
I mean, it hits.
No, it's a 2-drop.
That's the thing.
Wins 2-drop like 10 times better.
It hits Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
It hits Devout. It hits Zemus.
Yeah,
It-
Zemus, yeah.
It
Oh,
hits
yeah.
Aiko.
Yeah.
It hits.
Ico less played that way.
I mean, but when she is played, she's super scary.
She
Yeah,
brings
sure.
back Phoenixes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even when she brought back Leviathans, like she's scary, right? What else does it hit? Does it hit anything else that I've forgotten? Like
A Judo, Mother Judo.
Minor.
yeah, a Judo,
Minor.
really help it against other things.
Minor.
Minors, sages.
No, I don't think anybody really.
Like you
Other
could,
than you.
I mean, it depends what they bring back with the sage.
Yeah.
Knowles Crucius.
Oh, yeah. It just like shuts down that no deck. It wasn't even a thing though.
Yeah.
The meta has to be really, really dominated by these effects.
No,
Or there
I was-
have to be enough other decks in your
Scholar?
play groups.
Scholar and Ice.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was looking at a lot of the wind backups, obviously there's like staples like Archer, but in some decks, like I don't really care about their backups. Like quite honestly, like I don't care if,
What your wind ones are.
No, I don't care about their backups to kill. So I don't really want to play Archer. So then I have to look for other ones, and they'll be like, okay, Thief. Okay,
You not
Thief
often
is
have
good.
to deal with Minwu.
No one plays Minwu, Jared. You always make it seem like a big
shell
thing.
shocked, okay?
Yeah.
Oh man, but you know what I mean? Like Kevin, you said that like win 2-drops are like plentiful, and like that's right in every situation. But when I was trying to put like win 2-drops, what kind of things are you like other than Thief? I can't think of any other in Archer.
Riku.
There's Oracle.
Yeah. Riku, Oracle. And the utility ones are really strong. The ones that...
Oracle's usually cut.
Oracle's usually cut. And that's how good the other backups are.
I'd rather play this instead of Oracle.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
No, I don't think so.
How often? How often
could-
do you get to like break Oracle for value and not a mill deck?
You could
Every
think
time
of it
I've seen
in
Oracle,
terms
it's
of
been for.
you can think of it in terms of okay, my deck can handle all these situations, but it can't handle this which comes back from the break zone.
Yeah.
Okay, I can put white mage in
Yeah.
my deck. I think that's
Yeah.
how you could do it.
Yeah.
You can't just chuck it in. I don't think.
Yeah, if your deck has a specific weakness against this type of
Yeah.
effect, you can take it in. Which I can see. If you're in like a resource challenging deck, break zone effects are really hard to deal with. So if you're in like a discard deck, then cards that get back cards from the break zone are really powerful against you.
Yeah.
So this could be in like an ice wind discard deck, because that's really
It
just
kind of is
it's
like
all down.
a subtle theme of that in Wind now.
Yeah.
With
No.
Thief and Sedaine.
Mm. No, the reason I'm saying that is because I think this will be a staple wood card with backup.
It really depends where the meta is.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a 2-drop Earth backup Scholar. Standing unit is from Ftatu.
The best category to say.
FFTA2 for those who don't understand what Raj just meant.
It's Turretty, but it was not my fault. Chris's fault.
No, we're not exciting.
No, it's not blame, it's responsibility.
Okay.
What does he do?
Two Earth CP Dal, put Scholar into the break zone. Choose 1 Earth summon in your break zone, add it to your hand. So this is like an Ico for Earth, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
With Ico, it's any summon, and the majority of the reason why it's played is because
Of the high impact summons.
of the higher impact summons. Earth doesn't like Earth is just for those tempo summons,
Yeah.
like Hecaton Cares.
you do have some high impact summons in there.
We do but Zodiac isn't really played. The only other thing is Carbuncle, which is what I'm really excited for this.
Yeah.
So this card enables Carbuncle for me. Like I would put 2 of Carbuncle when I'm playing this card.
Cancel a summon one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
but you have Kate Sith, right? Which
Yeah.
is exactly the same.
Yeah,
thing
but-
as
which
yeah.
shooting.
You've got the same situation, right?
Yeah, but
you're having
but
to
you're-
keep open the Scholar
Yeah.
to then also pay for the Carbuncle.
So it's
when
just
you
like
could just be
5
paying for
CP
Kate
worth.
Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that scenario, you also have options for Hecaton Care.
Yeah, this is more
options
flexible
for-
insofar as
so
you can bring out other things. if
I
you
like
need to.
I like the flexibility,
Honestly.
but when we and Kevin were talking, we're like, the reason Ico is so good is because like we think it's so good, it doesn't really bring back like Ico doesn't really bring back an Earth summon or any other type of
Mostly
summon.
like Phoenix.
Mostly Phoenix
And
or
even
Phoenix,
before Phoenix
Silka.
existed.
Leviathan,
Yeah.
Leviathan or Ultima. Was
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you know,
Ultima.
You can also
Ultima
use
was a
it
big one.
to.
Yeah.
There was I brought up one of the Raidias before, but there's also the Opus 2 3-cost Raidia that says you can use Earth summons to pay for her special ability.
Yeah.
This is like
I don't know, 7K is not
Preload
relevant
that.
anymore.
not,
Like,
not
because
hugely.
she does 7K to everyone.
Yeah.
7K is not really relevant anymore. But this is similar. You guys want to go to the next card? It's similar to this card, which I think will actually see less play, in my opinion. This one here, Summoner. Chris, you want to take?
Yeah, it's a 3-drop. Oh, it's a 3-drop.
See, that's literally the only reason why I think it will see less play
Yeah.
because
So,
of that number.
it's a 3-drop summoner from Ftatu.
Yeah.
It's a backup standard unit. Pay 1 dull, put summoner into the break zone. Choose up to 2 ice summons in your break zone. Add them to your.
Shiva just wins you the game.
Zellera can win you
That-
games.
You mean the 3
Yeah.
drops? So 2 drops.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god!
actually-
It can get Zalaras back.
Valorant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
2 of them.
I summons
2 of them
just
back.
win you the game
Yeah,
a lot of the
yeah.
time. So
Yeah,
it's
like you
impactful.
can get Zalara.
You
can
bring
get,
back the
you can make your
one-drop
Shivas
Mateus.
weaker.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting through
Yeah.
with the next
Yeah.
2 attacks.
No. You don't even get back Mateus.
You
You just
keep it
attack
up, yeah.
and with this up. It's
Yeah.
like there's a Mateus in my break zone.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
Come
do?
at me.
I remember playing against you when I had Light Terror in my break zone and a Devout up
Yeah.
and a Mateus in my deck.
Yeah.
So it like represented that.
Mm.
But for that to be effective, you kind of need your opponent to know you're representing it. So within the
Yeah,
break zone,
look.
you can be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
No.
my
What you
potential
do
combat
is
tricks.
you search for it, and then you take the summons out, and then look at them, and
Yeah.
then you play this card, and
Yeah.
you just telegraph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that easily.
Yeah.
Just put them on top and be like, sift it over.
So like in terms of CPA,
Oh, you just like, I discard my Zalara. Got to play this backup. Like,
Yeah.
I keep my Phoenix
like
break
with
zone
tails.
arranged into nice little neat
I see that,
things.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Look what I could always bring back.
if this was a 2-drop that did 2 to get 1 ice summon. I love that.
But you know, as it
3.
stands though, you're paying technically. Obviously, it's allocated differently. You're paying the same amount of resources for an extra card. And it just goes to show you how much more 1 CP is worth earlier than 2 CP is worth later.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, like what 1 CP can just be awkward to play. Like the cost to pay, you know, because you got to use a backup if it's efficient.
It's a 3 mana, do nothing on the turn.
Yeah,
but then late game it could win you the game. But who says you're going?
Yeah, Ice already has a couple of backups that are like that. It's just like Devout. Like this is a Devout for summons.
That's true.
But like, are you really
not quite, because you have to pay for the summon if you're using it.
Yeah, but you can pay your second summon to play the summon. Yeah, like if it's a 2-cost summon.
That's true. It kind of discounts the summon.
You Shiva your Shiva.
Yeah. So yeah,
but like,
have some fringe
if it's a 3 mana, do nothing on the turn that you play. That's a huge tempo loss.
Develop's a 4 mana, do nothing.
Yeah.
It's also stronger when you break it, but still.
Develop feels better on turn 1 though.
It's still, it does, but it still feels awful.
It's
I'll do it, but it's not.
I don't like it. I'll do it. I don't like
and
it.
you brought up, you know, just using Kuja to get an extra card in your hand. This is kind of the same thing. You're spending 2 to get like 4 CP.
No, it's good. I'm saying the reason why I won't be played is because there's 3. There's so much contention. There's 3 and 5 slots.
Yeah, there's you gotta not play something good to play Summoner as well.
Like, are you cutting Edward out? Are you cutting Gastallion Emperor?
But oh my gosh,
what are you cutting?
Like it
Getting
breaks itself.
Back.
It breaks itself. So like it can be. I anticipate seeing this as a one-off in a lot of lists.
I can see it being played. I guess
And just repping the Mateus.
But the backup line is so tight.
You know, but it breaks itself.
Yeah. High summons are so good.
I'm not sure.
I make my Shivas weaker because I'm an idiot. EX Shiva, no.
Oh wait, that's before you attack.
Yeah,
you get 2 Shivas for the break zone.
Yeah, and I'm not going to use them.
Alright, well let's move on to the next thing. How many more of these do we have left?
There's so many. Okay, so this is the next card. This is a 4-drop fire forward called Sid 11.
He's a backup.
Backup. His job is engineer. When Sid 11 enters the field, select one of the 2 following actions. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card among them to your hand, and put the rest of the cards to the break zone. All the forwards you control gain 3,000 power until the end of the turn. So I'm the one that actually took the screenshot and posted it on the Facebook group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then like literally 15 minutes in, right? Oh, this was on the Spanish stream.
Okay.
Yeah, but 15 minutes in, like the second comment that was on it was just a picture of its face and be like, "This will be a meme." Instantly, yeah. Which is really cool. The reason why it's costed what people say so badly is because it's searchable backup, and searchable backups need have some sort of built-in.
It's also fire version of Batteron, kinda.
Yeah.
With an extra effect.
And he puts the cards into your break zone, which in Fire is relevant because of both of the Phoenixes existing.
That's true, yeah. Because sometimes, like, you see a 2-drop cloud, I'm like, I'll just put that in the break zone, I'll Phoenix it later.
He's got an ability that's good early and an ability that's good late.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, it's not bad.
And eventually, like in every card game, Reanimator type strategies always become broken someday. So
but this is like searchable by Star Sybil, which is the only fire backup. It's 11.
Additionally, we're getting in Fire effects that break your backups. So these kinds of effects are more playable. Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, because like the Rebels deck that could potentially go. Leon, Maria, Firion on turn 2. and then this on turn 3.
Yeah. I'll discard Sid, swing.
Like that's if you have to be bigger than 8k for some reason. Then
it's like in combat wise, it's like a Cyclops you cast on a backup. So it's kind of.
I kind of like the little filtering because I feel like. I feel like Fire needs that.
Yeah, and again, goes into the break zone. Really relevant.
Yeah, it's not RFG.
It'd be a lot cooler if you drew 3 and then discarded 2.
This could be.
That'd be better.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be better. That'd be much better.
This allows Paloms and Poroms to attack.
It does. It does, I guess.
Yeah, it could
They become a
unclog.
7K, then 8K.
Yeah.
It could stop a future clogging of light and dark.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
How?
If you happen to hit the light cards,
Yeah,
and
if they're in the top 3, you can
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put them in the break zone.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
I
It's
just
not really an exciting card.
it's like,
He's an engine ear.
I like- okay. I just like that he's a fire searchable backup. That
Yeah.
like plus 3k
Sorry.
to all your guys is really big.
The other one you said you wanted to look at was Zell.
Yes, we finally, as fire players, can interact with monsters
Yes.
in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Amador.
Amador. All right. So Zell, 4-cost, 4K, DFF, 8 character forward. He is a seed candidate, which means he's searchable with selfie. And he has haste, and when he enters the field, select one of the 2 following actions. Choose one forward an opponent controls, deal damage equal to Zell's power, or choose one monster of cost 2 or less an opponent controls and break it. No longer shall the fire player be oppressed by the ghoul-owning ice player.
But they'll dull him so he can't haste.
Ah.
the final
The
act
final
of
act of the
vengeance.
ghoul.
Yeah. But that's another instance of 4K being usually the smallest
Yeah.
thing that's done, right?
And this one can be more than 4K.
It could be more than 4K, indeed.
If you choose to buff him.
Well, you have to buff
Like,
him on his entries so he can deal more damage.
Yeah, but if he, like...
So that's 5K.
Yeah.
Just
Or you can like
And-
devour to get
Like the reason that people
Yeah.
used to play the old Furion was more for the 4K than the 8K body.
It was, yeah.
So, like,
And you're giving up 4K power for haste, which is
Which fine if you're removing a thing that
Yeah,
turn.
yeah, yeah.
That's-
Because if you
Yeah.
remove
Yeah,
the only
it's-
thing, you can attack.
it's better in most situations
Yeah.
even.
And also, monster removal.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
And most of the best monsters cost 2 or less, right?
I think
No, the monsters that cannot be removed otherwise.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's what you're hitting against.
Like Schrodinger.
Layak.
I think Schrodinger might be the
Cactuar.
only one you don't want to kill, right? Because then they bring it back with their gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then one on the board makes your gal stronger.
That's true.
And it's free realm fodder as well. But yeah, it's the worst one to kill for sure.
Yeah, so this is cool.
Sometimes you're... Wait. Can you choose the first option if they don't have a forward? Can you choose the second option if they don't have a monster?
I feel like you can.
Yeah, I
Why
think
not?
so. Because you're selecting it and then
Yeah.
the
Choose the
ability
following
just-
action.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mode wouldn't occur. I
you
guess.
choose the mode and then you just
Are there instances that you can think of where you wouldn't want to do? I suppose
Delete
if they've got...
Delete it.
delete or down Luma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be like, choose a monster. You don't have a monster. Too bad.
Yeah.
I attack anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be relevant.
Yeah.
I actually, the more I think about it, the more I think you probably would have to choose a relevant ability, which would be, lose yourself.
I feel like this is gonna be a staple fire card. Or maybe
He's-
I'm just.
I
It
think
feels
he's
stable
very
to
good.
me.
And again, he's searchable.
If
with
it's
a-
he's searchable with a new selfie.
Oh, this is another one of those things I'd like to make in my style of Ice Fire, right? Where like it's a great devout target.
Oh yeah,
That is a beautiful development.
It's
got haste.
Yeah, it's got haste and
and impacts the board when he
Removal.
comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deal 4K.
yep, and it's monster removal is too, right?
Yeah.
Like Ice also doesn't have monster removal. So, yeah,
It's gonna be
reasons to
hilarious
go
getting
Ice
this
Fire.
like Cuchulain, though. Just to put it to 0. Does it deal damage and dies?
Well, Zell's like the reckless character from that game, so he would walk into a Cuchulain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool art as well. I like it.
Yep, and it's category 8, which I can
Renoa?
support a little bit.
Yeah.
Either Renoa.
Yeah.
You get a buff on your Renoa, or you can
Yes.
search for him with your Renoa,
Yeah.
or you
Is
can...
buffing Renoa that relevant though?
I think the buff on Renoa is usually actively detrimental to
Yeah,
your
it's-
strategy.
that's to keep her balanced.
Yeah.
It's usually
Wow.
bad. But I remember
Yeah.
when I played Squall Laguna, it'd just be a 3 9Ks.
That's
and,
Yeah.
like,
pretty strong.
it doesn't matter that Renoa gets a break fix, just she's a 9K
Yeah.
with 2 other 9Ks. I mean, probably still not playing Laguna Squall
Yeah.
at the moment.
Laguna Skull made a small comeback, you know?
Oh, did they?
The
Yeah, and the
aggressive,
super
aggressive.
aggro, like basically no backups.
Okay.
Just Thaumaturge, Squall Laguna, all those things that just discard you.
All these evenly costed cards.
Vayne, Genesis.
Smork.
Yeah, just attack. Discard cards. Attack.
Squall Laguna just seems so bad when I look at them. Like I look at them and I can't believe this was good enough to play in a nationals list.
Not only that, they were the crux of your strategy.
Yeah, they were like, wow, these cards used to be good. How far the game has come.
Yeah, so good card. What else do we have? Okay, Kevin, go ahead.
So we finally gotten the card we've all been waiting for.
I didn't think it would be
The
possible,
long
honestly.
prophesied.
I just feel like they would like just keep it hidden forever.
From long ago,
there were
King
tales.
Destin foretold that a forward of great proportions would be coming. And now we have him. Puget.
A forward of small proportions.
Forward of small proportions. So 4-cost EX bursting 5k with Job Print from a category 11. And he reads, when Puget enters the field, you may search for 1 Job Prints and add it to your hand.
Everything about him is like a backup, except for the number at the bottom right hand.
Yeah.
I really like this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to go into that
costs
water.
1 less with Destin.
Yeah. And he
Free
can
Job
just chill
5K.
with the other princes.
Mm-hmm. He
We're
can,
getting
he can
this
go
Royals-
find Rassler. He can go find Gordon.
Yeah, which is really
Is
important.
that all of them?
Wait, so does this...
Razzler's, I think, quite important.
Yes.
Yeah, no, does this make Ash good?
No, because it doesn't make Ash... Like, Ash wasn't good. Well, wasn't not good because of anything this card fixes.
No,
Does that make sense?
No,
Did
wait,
that even make sense?
you
Did I say what I meant to
word
say?
was-
Much more consistent than get Wrestler, though.
Yeah, but that's Ash still isn't good with the wrestler.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
Like-
We were so
I agree with you.
afraid.
I'm just like...
Yeah.
We were so afraid.
No,
of
I wasn't.
Rassler
I
Ash.
wasn't that afraid.
Yeah.
The
I
rest
was-
of us were.
I was like,
Well, remember, water suddenly just stopped being a thing as well at the time. Like, if water was still a deck, I would have still been really afraid of Ash because
That's
my
what you-
deck wouldn't actually do anything about it, and she'd be relevant against me. But water wasn't a thing anymore, so then, haha.
Aha.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
maybe if water does become a thing, Ash becomes a thing against me, and then
The Royals deck I'm quite liking. Kings,
if-
Queens,
yeah.
Knights, Princesses,
Yeah.
Princes.
If he had like 2 more S's in that text box, he would be a significantly more powerful card.
wait, what do you mean?
If he said John Princess,
Ah,
he'd
okay.
find Ash, he'd find Garnet.
You can
Yeah.
find Ovelia.
Yep. All these excellent
disgusting.
cards.
That's
Could
a
find
straight.
Lena.
That's a straight power creep with Eggers. So would it be?
this
No, not really.
No, he doesn't have first rank.
Yeah.
The deck
And
with,
small.
And he's smaller.
Puget in it would be quite a well-oiled machine, I think. 'Cause
Yeah, I
that's a
think
fine
so.
turn 1 play. Like,
Yeah.
bum, find a 2-drop backup, boom. Like, it's like playing Steiner.
Is there a 2-drop back? Oh, wait.
You
What?
find Rassler.
Razzler, yeah.
Wrestler. Yeah.
Like this, I'm looking forward to making Water Fire Knights with princes and princesses.
No one really remembers Wrestler though. Did you just?
Because it hasn't been played.
No,
I mean,
I'm talking about
He
FF12.
might be
And I've
more
told you just
relevant
like-
now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you like.
Yeah.
In FF12, he's
He's-
just like
He's in 2 scenes, and one of them's the opening cutscene.
yeah, and he's like what the other guy Rix.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
wait.
Wait, don't they both die in that cutscene?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Rex doesn't die in the
Oh.
cutscene.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Unbuffed Ash. She's 7 and she gets +3 when she's chosen. Right?
Yeah,
Dies to Bahamut.
exactly. Yeah,
That's fine.
that's the Ifrit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we have more ways to like,
Make her not die to
Yeah.
summons.
Yes,
She
yeah.
dies
it's
to
just there are more summons that kill her.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool
But,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
without Puget, the meme is complete.
I never thought it would
As
come
was
true.
foretold.
I never thought it would come true. We got an MCD from somebody named Jimmy CH.
Yep.
And he sent us like 9 different cards.
A lot. There was a lot.
There's a lot.
You've got a busy mind, Jimmy. Busy mind.
But we're gonna just choose one of them, the one that we want to talk about. Jared, you pretty much chose this one for us.
I like this. Well, we've spoken a lot about Category 7 summons today. This is a potential Category 7 summon. It's a 5-cost fire summon called Knights of the Round. It's a Category 7 version of that.
Isn't it
summon.
just Knights of Round?
Oh wait, sorry.
It's the summon in the game is called Knights of the Round.
Okay.
And it reads: choose a forward, deal 3,000 damage to it. Repeat this effect for every 7 character or job knight you control. You may choose new targets for each copy of the 3,000.
Tell us why this card is pretty plausible.
Well, plausible how? What do you mean?
Like plausible that
Why
be in the game.
Flavor?
Flavor and I actually
So,
think
like,
this actually might be in the game.
Well, I think it doesn't seem overpowered in
Yeah,
any way.
that's what I mean.
And a
it's
card
fairly
called
costed.
Knights of the Round will definitely be coming, I think.
Yeah, that's. I think when we get the 7 remake sets.
Ooh.
Well, I feel like they're going to be a lot of those.
Time, Jared?
Yeah. Well, I'm being optimistic about the longevity of our card game.
Oh yes.
But it's the like Knights of the Round is the like end game summon in 7, right? That's
Super epic.
It's the hardest one to get. You have to like go through basically 2 different mini games just to get it, and it's one of the ways you can kind of cheese the super bosses as well. Yeah.
What with Vincent?
With Vincent? No. Like so there's another in 7, the way that you have additional skills beyond attack is you equip materia.
Yeah.
Knights of the Round is a summon materia, which means all it does is summon Knights of the Round, which is this great, huge, long, like summon animation wherein a whole bunch of these Knights of the Round table guys come from another dimension and wallop whatever you're fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and they all deal huge amounts of damage.
Okay.
And like there's like I don't remember how many of them there are, but they each deal a different tick of like 9,999 when you maxed out all your stats. Then there's another materia you can get called Mime, which just copies whatever the last thing one of your characters did.
Whoa,
So if they copy
okay.
if they copy Knights of the Round, that you do the
cheese
whole
them.
thing again. And in 7, what happens with materia is as you use them more, they level up, and when they level up to their highest rank, they give you another copy of it.
Ooh.
So, and in addition, when they're at their master rank, you can use their ability any number of times. So, like, you just end up with this loop where you're chaining Knights of the Round endlessly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you,
Wait,
like,
you mean
So it's kind of cool that
you
the
mean
card
4 or
reflects
5
that.
times or?
enough times to kill anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the card kind of reflects that. It's, well,
Yeah,
3,000 is not a large amount of damage.
But it's
still
like
a wallop.
some guy coming in and walloping them, and then some other guy coming in and walloping them.
No, the reason why I
Really
say
nice.
it's balanced because 3,000 is like not so much that it's broken, but
It's
like
an awkward amount because
but like-
you have most likely you need 3 to kill a forward.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at 5 CP, it might even be a little much then.
Well,
Yeah, like-
no.
If you have
It's
6,
fine.
if you
Yeah,
have
5
6
CP is
category
fine.
7
Yeah.
characters.
if
that's
you
just
compare
killing
if
2
you compare it
things.
to Mateus, the 5 jump Mateus.
Yeah, and like because it
what
says
it does.
characters are not forwards.
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah, exactly.
Like there are so many playable Cat 7 backups
Yeah.
and so many playable Cat 7 forwards. Like
Yeah.
it could theoretically
Is
wipe
there-
the board.
Is there Cat 7 monsters yet?
I
I don't think so.
I like
believe
how
so.
he chose 3K as opposed to like changing the numbers, like the cost and stuff, and making it 4K.
Yeah.
Because then you can actually upgrade it a little bit with Dadaluma.
Ooh.
It's just be like,
You can upgrade it like
boop, boop.
3 times before your Dadaluma dies.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
if you're fighting
wait.
a Dadaluma,
Wait, no, wait.
he
No, no,
also
wait.
wrecks your board.
Yeah.
Wait, no, wait. You can choose that endlessly until how many characters you have, right? It doesn't deal damage.
But
And the gun, it's like
if
chooses
it's
it.
your own Dadaluma,
It has to take the damage to
you have
trigger.
to take the damage.
Does it have to?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can only do it 3 times.
Whereas your
Okay.
opponent's Dadaluma is dealing you 8k for every time you target
Yeah.
it with Knights of the Round.
Yeah,
I
that's
suppose
what-
you kill everything
I like-
but him.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
how if this card existed, it would just undermine all I was saying about the smallest increment of damage usually done is 4K. And then we're just like 1,000 3K damages.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, damn it.
Well, so I have a question. This is a tangential to the design of the card, but if you have a damage booster like a summoner or a Opus 3 Palom in play, is he Opus 3 or Opus 4? Oh, he's Opus 3, right?
Yeah.
It will deal.
Does
4K.
it? And each tech deals 4K.
Yeah.
That's
As
pretty
it's
cool.
written, yeah,
Yes.
that would be nice.
Yeah. So like,
So that
but-
makes it
but-
significantly stronger.
But
'cause you
even
need
then, it's
one
not
less.
broken because you need that setup.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
arguing for it being broken.
Yeah.
I was just curious as to
Yeah.
if this card, a card like this, were ever printed, wherein it
Yeah.
dealt successive amounts of damage.
I think you need that actually. I think for you to
Well-
successfully play this card, You need that
So
backup
what you're
save.
doing is-
Don't, it just increases the
But
threshold by one.
by playing that non-cat 7, you've taken away 3,000 damage from the summon.
Yeah.
So you've got to get like that 3,000 damage back and then some
Yeah.
to like.
Yeah,
so long as you have
but now
three
you can
other
choose
backups.
more.
Yeah, it depends if it hits
can
a
choose
threshold
more.
that lets you
Yeah.
split
Yeah.
more efficiently.
Which is 1K specifically puts this from on two choosers, well, two targets to from 6K to 8, which is a relevant
Yeah, which
one.
is very
So
relevant.
you can probably do 8K twice, but with just 4 characters.
How so we know that there are lots of playable 7s. Knights as spammable. So we've got
Not
knights
really.
in Waterfire in 9.
Yeah. Are there backup knights?
Not that I
There's
know of.
Pelennor
and
Sigrity.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh, and they're in
Oh wait, they're Earth, so you can go
So,
fire
yeah.
Earth easy.
Because
you're
yeah,
going to-
Which are the 7 elements
With
anyway?
Then you can play like a 7 waff deck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
seven
I love
more.
Because you actually get to play Huron with the.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can play Hyun, and you can
Back
Phoenix
up.
it.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is a 7 card as well.
Yeah.
Or whatever
seven
that's worth.
stuff.
It's like for every 7 summon, you have 7.
If it also counted 7 summons
I
on the
love
stack.
that.
But
Oh, yeah.
On the
Every
stack. Oh,
7
man.
summon you have summon.
Yeah.
Seven Swift summons.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah.
Um,
So yeah, those are pretty much spammable. You could have 5 just from your backup.
The funny thing I told Jared when we started doing this is that it's like you can actually kill Warrior of Light
if I have
Yeah.
8.
if you had
Eight
eight
characters.
characters.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a good. That's worth it, right? 5 drop for a hard to kill forward.
Yeah.
A fire card
I
to deal with.
mean, maybe.
Or
You're gonna
use
get
Bahamut.
steal.
Yeah, Bahamut,
You're gonna get
yeah.
steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bahamut is. You mean the 4 drop one? Yeah.
Boom.
But your Warrior of Light.
My Warrior of Light would survive, but
Yeah,
my
it'd
Warrior
be
of Light
like
always
12K.
survives.
No, so his Warrior of Light. How much was it when you play against Justin?
It's usually like 11 or 12k.
Yeah, so against Justin it was a 12k, and Justin was like,
unkillable.
no, and Justin was like, okay, he's got to tell her in head. He's like, RNG.
Yeah.
Go for the recall.
And it was a Vayne, and I was like, it kills the Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
It's always Vayne. I would get RNG by the Vayne. Like, even if it's not Vayne being played, it's
It's
just...
just
Yeah.
yeah, that
Oh,
was
well.
pretty funny. But yeah, I really like the
Although-
summon. It's very
Minwoo!
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And of course, a card that I single out from your Jimmy is one that gets wrecked by Minwoo.
So the prophecy.
I think
has been complete.
you're what do you say when someone likes to hurt themselves?
masochistic.
Yeah, you're very masochistic in that way. You like these effects, but they always bite you.
There's always this great big gaping hole in the strategy.
Yes,
This
yes.
huge Minwoo shaped hole.
Yes.
I actually think the Ford Moon would play way more, so you should worry less.
I'll hopefully. I'm going to be playing that one probably more and more.
And this is just cool. I think it
Yeah, it's
captures
so
the essence of the summon. And
No, but I
uses it
also,
really well.
well, like I say, like if they printed this, I would be like, this is a good card that we'll see play. That's not broken at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
like this is the kind of MCDs that we like to talk about.
yeah. Have there been any other like summons that reference categories? Or even like monsters?
Yes, the Type 0 ones.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, well, they don't
Yuna's
reference a
Velafor
category.
checks for
They
her.
They
Yeah,
reference
it's
a
a
job,
job.
but like...
That's pretty much the same.
yeah.
So they're the Type 0 ones and Yuna's Velafor checks for Yuna's.
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't be out
That'd
of
be-
the
That'd
ordinary.
be good.
Like
So why Knight though? That's what I
because
don't
they
get.
are
Because they're
knights.
knights.
Oh, okay.
It's in the name.
So-
of the
so-
card.
Why
So-
doesn't
so-
it reference
that's it.
Ozma then?
That
No,
being
wait.
said, there are no knight characters in your party in 7. So
I mean, Ozma is a job, so it could say job Ozma.
No, the reason why I said a Knight is that so when you cast this, when you're imagining how they're attacking, does that mean that your Pelennor jumps on the back line to deal 3k and come back?
That could be cool.
Right? Like
Oh,
I don't
like
know.
the flavor would be this is one of the knights
Yes,
that's
yes,
being
yeah.
summoned.
Yeah, so the Pelennor is the one that's
They
attacking.
could be just
The second
channeling
is
a
the-
knight each.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that-
Okay. I don't
Like
know
they
if-
call up the boss.
You know,
Yes.
you know how a lot of Final Fantasy
Their
cards...
boss is Brandelius. he's a knight as well, right?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the Final Fantasy cards art has like the shadow slightly larger version.
Oh,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's what's attacking. Like,
Oh,
things
okay,
go
yeah.
all the way out and like.
Oh no, and
Yeah.
the scariest one of all, I'll put up here, Kaitsa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
thing has the craziest. I mentioned this right after our last
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right
yeah.
when we were packing up.
Yeah.
That thing has. Oh, it's so creepy.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Kate Sith.
The Kate Sith.
Oh, the new one.
The
Yeah.
Shiv one.
Right,
With
right.
the shadow art thing of it, like
Mhm.
the echo of its image,
Yeah.
just looks
Yeah.
so soul destroying.
Like some sort of thing from a nightmare.
This one is-
Look at it!
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's like I'm coming for you.
I see the very
Yeah,
depths.
yeah.
I imagine he has like Keith David's voice or like some really, really deep voice. I see the very depths of your soul.
Yeah. And
What-
this is
what-
the exact face you make when they're cast to summon your thing as well, and you've got Kate Sith, you're just like,
wait, this is the guy we talked about when Kevin was not here.
Yeah.
Why is he called the Watchman?
To be honest, I haven't done. I know he appears in the Diabolos
Mhm.
dungeon. I haven't actually done that because that was I think at the end of one of the expansions. And I'm just like, I could do this side stuff, or I could just get right into the next expansion, which is what I
So
chose.
there's we're recording this shortly after E3, and as far as 14 stuff and cats are concerned, they're doing the crossover with
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get any like random Monster Hunter monsters.
a giant Kate Sith.
In Monster
Because they're,
Hunter. Oh,
they're
man.
putting Final Fantasy monsters in Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
and then some Monster Hunter stuff is coming into 14.
I feel like before that would
That's gonna be
happen,
cool.
Kingdom Hearts will happen.
Oh,
And
yeah.
before that will happen, Ariana Grande would happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get Ariana Grande forward.
Yeah,
Would she be a forward? I don't know what she does in Brave Exvius.
She just sings and...
She
Is
might
she-
be a backup then.
No, I think she'll be a forward because she
She
deals
could be a
damage.
summon.
Okay. She give me a summon.
It could be a summon, you know.
Yeah,
Ariana
we never know.
Grande.
We never know.
Yeah, monster.
Monster? That's at least
Ariana
one.
Grande.
Okay, I think that's enough for the MCD. Thanks for the submission,
Yes,
Jimmy.
that's a cool one.
Awesome one, Jim.
So
actually, you had a
uh,
lot of good suggestions.
Yeah, there's a lot of good suggestions. So send us your Mogpod Community Designs at mogpodgaming@gmail.com. We're having a little break, so this is our last finale season episode where we're doing the set reviews. So we'll be back in quite a while. So hopefully we have more then.
Still send us them because
We will,
we'll
yeah,
accrue
we
them
will.
during the break and decide
Yeah.
which ones
We
we
do
want.
like a giant dump with
Yeah.
less
Yeah,
news
yeah.
to go over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe we should do like a here are some notable mentions.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because
one
there's
day.
so many we don't get time to show.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I remember when we announced that, when we started doing this, I wasn't sure that anyone would send us anything. So we've been sent so many really cool ideas
Yeah.
that it's a shame we don't have enough podcasts every week to
Yeah.
feature them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our last thing is just deck discussions, and the only deck we're going to talk about is Chris's deck.
Hey.
And why are we talking about your deck today, Chris?
Because it was me.
It was you all along!
Oh no! Oh no! Foiled again.
We ripped off your face, and you weren't Old Man Jenkins. It was just you.
Yep. It was me under my own face.
Yes.
I have a spare.
So, what did you play, Chris?
Well, a funny story actually. The morning of the regionals, I was like, my ice deck can't win every game. Like it only at best goes 3-1s, as I've mentioned it in a previous podcast,
Yeah.
I think. So I just put together the list I had in Opus 3.
Opus 4.
No, it was Opus 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That Opus 3 for the Australian and New Zealand Nationals last year. And I just made that, took out Skull Laguna, because I didn't think they stacked up anymore, and just put in Mecha Chocobo and Illua. And then just slightly modified the Odin to make space for some dragons. So it's Odin Dragon and a Sidwalk to get back dragon. That's the only modification I made. Apart from that, it was the same as my Opus 3 list. Took that, it did really well. It seemed to be really good against ice.
Well, because, the top 4 was
Yeah.
2 mono ices, a mono fire, and lightning ice, which was
Yeah.
what
Because you
Chris's
win.
deck.
You ended up going 7-0, right?
I
No,
tied
it
in one round.
You,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you tied with Justin.
Yeah.
6-0-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Which is
yeah.
good, because if you went 7-0, you might have lost. A curse.
Oh, the curse.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's just the minimum possible thing to escape the curse.
Yes.
the entire round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was really pleasantly surprised because I'm used to it being like a slow deck that needs combo pieces. I thought Ice would just destroy it with all the discard. But 2 things contributed to that not being the case. One, Yeah, one was Illua. You put Illua in a deck, it becomes 100 times more aggressive.
Yeah, she's pretty crazy.
She just gave the deck so much legs.
Yeah. No, just before we go, this was a
yeah.
17-player event, so it wasn't a small event.
That wasn't pretty...
medium size. Medium size event.
Yeah.
5 rounds of...
Considering it was a New Zealand event,
Yeah.
I guess. Like, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And this other thing is Devout.
Yeah. No, there's 3 things after that. Right?
What's your other thing?
The other thing is that Ice couldn't really handle Mecha Chocobo.
No, yeah, it couldn't.
So those 3 things.
But specifically with the things I was about with the discard,
yeah.
Illua is just so aggressive, you just get it out earlier.
Yeah.
And Devout, meaning I've discarded key combo pieces, but
I get them back.
Devout, like, they're all there still.
So it's funny, I think we were talking about in a recent podcast, I think we were talking about in a recent podcast how Devout has sort of fallen out of favour in a lot of ice lists.
Yeah.
But, like,
It's
against
the perfect
those ice
counter.
lists...
Yeah. And Mecha Chocobo, on the way to the event, walking, I was thinking, oh, that really should be Celis. Celis would be better because, you know, she has immediate tempo when you play her. She combines the 4k damage with Onion Knight, for example, and like the ability to thread and the summon cancellation. It's all really strong. Just everything about Celis is really strong.
Which is the summon cancellation is very important for certain decks, like monster decks.
Yeah.
But you didn't verse.
Luckily, I dodged all monster decks.
Yeah.
But I kept Mecha Chocobo because I was emotionally attached to the card. And it
As
really well.
It did really well.
It did so well.
As a
It
listener,
kills
know.
lots of things and situations.
It's your
that
Dark
Celis would have
Magician.
done.
Yeah,
It's like your...
like whenever I had Mecha Chocobo, I was thinking in my head, if this was Celis, would it be good? And yes, most of the time. Like, Celis is still a good card. But it did things Celis couldn't.
And kill Sabine's just on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it paired with Kuja and Amon so amazingly well. Like, and obviously having a Devout. Like, another thing, because Squall Laguna disappeared from the list, they basically demanded Devout's attention when they were in the list. Right? They said, Devout, you have to get them. Like, that's why they're in the deck, to put them together. But
So you can
with
have
them
a big-
gone, Devout has such a huge range of amazing options, and Illua being a really good card on its own, but now being a devoutable haste forward that I already wanted to play for getting Devout synergy is like so many options off of Devout now, offensive, defensive. And Mecha Chocobo could sit there as a defensive forward. I have always imagined it as a defensive forward. Just sitting there,
I think so
you
too,
can't
yeah.
attack me because I'll just wreck you if I attack you back, right?
Yeah.
It didn't do that. People attacked me and I wrecked them. They got on the attack
They're like,
back.
oh,
And
this
it's
card
like-
has text that says this dies.
Yeah, and it was
Better
just-
attack.
Yeah.
Better attack.
I'm not playing Mateus in this list, which made me a bit sad because Mecha Chocobo, you can still use Mateus if they block.
Yeah.
And then it's like, one of the ways to get around Mateus is deal with the attacking forward, because then their forward isn't blocking anymore, so Mateus fizzles. But you don't want to spend resources to kill a Mecha Chocobo that's about to die.
Because you also can't
Yeah.
really, because he's
it's
summon proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound proof was
an
really...
ability on the
Yeah.
So like
Like, he's
Ice
safe in
is...
your turn.
Yeah.
Vayne was also amazing as Ice.
Orphan and Sid also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
wa-
Vayne's searchable in this deck and devoutable. Like, I always
I
had
think
access to Vayne.
I
It was
think the
crazy.
devoutable was the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed, like, but just on Mecha Chocobo, one last thing about it. Like,
Yeah.
I saw you wreck so many people by going, all right, Devout Mecha Chocobo, Red Mage Mecha Chocobo,
Yeah.
kill your thing.
Yeah, Red Mage.
I think Red Mage was the MVP. When I was watching Chris's games, he Red Maged every single turn in one of the games. So, I think Red Mage does a lot.
Like,
Red
great
Mage
with Mecha
does-
Chocobo, great with Genesis.
Red Mage is great with Devout.
Yeah.
Like,
Great with
Red Mage-
Amon
just-
even, right?
When you have Red Mage devout up at like every single turn, there's
Yeah.
so much you have to play around. You could just
Yeah.
be dead at any time.
Yeah,
You just
and
have
you-
one of your guys dull, you discard a card, and
Yeah.
like almost no matter what you board.
Yeah, your opponent just has to respect it, and you don't have to do it. Like, and I was so happy to be able to play the Cooge again.
the Cooge.
Cooge, yeah. I've missed playing Cooge. Yeah.
Could you
He's
slowly
also really good with Red Mage.
could you slowly
Yeah.
been seeing a little bit more play?
Yeah, I've noticed this
Yeah.
creeping back, which makes me less likely to play the new Kuja
Oh really?
coming out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Kuja is so good though.
We had a funny game with Al Sids.
Oh yes. He who outsits first loses.
Yeah. Because Al, you were playing Signs of the Seventh Dawn, Earth Lightning with Al Sids, and we're against each other. I was like, once we'd figured out he who ousted second wins,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was like, okay, bring it on, Kuja.
Yeah,
And then
it's like,
it's hard to ousted.
I can't not ousted Kuja.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I played the ousted, he had the ousted.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I had another ousted in hand, so I could
Yeah.
have ousted a third, but I
Yeah,
didn't draw the
and that would have been a beautiful meme.
Mm.
Say, like, he who ousted
Back and
third. Wins.
Yeah, it's Chris. Did I ousted first or did I ousted third?
Oh.
I this Sage as well
Mm.
was I actually thought I had 16 backups in the deck when I took it because I made it in the morning just on the day of the event. I was just putting it together all from memory, and the backups I was like, okay, I remember I'm not playing Zemus in this version. I'm playing the Emperor, and then I didn't put a backup it replaced back in.
Yeah, you played 26 forwards. That's like unheard of in your deck.
And whenever I'm sitting down to write up my deck list for events, they never add up. I'm like, I don't understand. Like this, I have to count the cards. There's 50 cards, but this doesn't add to 50. And I'm terrible at counting. Apparently, just really bad. And when I saw the 26, but it all added up somehow, because I'm not running 26 forwards. I didn't even check the backup number. It's like, what? I don't understand. It adds up to 50. Okay, I guess it works. Whatever.
This must be it.
Like, if I find it works, I'm like, it works. I'm not looking at it again. There you go.
I mean, like, yeah, what's the difference between like 15 and 16? It's
I
like,
think I really like the 16. 15, sorry. I've been a big proponent
I think,
of
yeah.
backup numbers.
I think as long as you hit the 8 to 9 too close backup, then you're good.
Yeah.
I think Laguna School probably has a lot to do with why it's more comfortable as well. Because that's a resource-intensive turn. Because you have to pay for and devour a thing.
But it was a huge tempo, though.
It was, but...
It was amazing tempo.
I also found the voice was so unreliable.
Yeah, it was clunky.
They were just pieces of meat after the fact.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, that one Sage there, I put in because Illua existed.
I love one-off backups. I don't know, that's been my new thing. I want to create like a whole backup line just full of what-offs. And I think it will work. I'm like not-jokingly, I think it will actually work.
because the first 5 aren't dead, and those are the 5 you play. And then you can, if a few of them have breaks, the next few aren't dead as well.
Yeah.
So you have like perfectly fluid first half.
The Sage could also bring back an Alcid piece, and Devout could bring back the Alcid.
Yeah.
So it could be very active.
Well, that's your Laguna Squall right there.
Yeah,
you pay for and then
That's true. Yeah, that's
pretty much as good.
And there's a lot of small forwards going around at the moment, especially in Iceless. I mean, they also have big forwards.
Thaumaturge.
But yeah, Thaumaturge mostly. Thaumaturge Sarah.
Thaumaturge shouldn't be a 5K.
Which Alcid kills on its own.
And
then
Illua can ping the Thaumaturge off.
I've used a Raider just on its own.
I feel like
Thaumaturge.
I feel like
Alcid's in a really good place at the moment.
I feel like Thaumaturge or the Mono Ice decks that I go don't respect the Alcid Illua enough. Like I feel like if I know I'm playing against Lightning, I really don't want to play a Thaumaturge on an empty board because that tempo loss of losing that card and getting hit by Illua is like.
The thing is, discard's really good against Alcid.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have 2 cards in your hand plus the ability to pay for them.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the Devouts came in again. Because I discarded him, but Devout,
yeah, he's not really discarded.
Yeah. And it seems bad, because this is why I thought I'd have trouble against Ice, because Devout's such a tempo loss, and you're against this tempo deck that's coming to get you. And Ice has a bunch of good 4-drops too, which Zalo doesn't hit.
Yep.
But like my Mono Ice would be not bad against your. Because I play Hades.
This deck's immune to Vayne as well, which was a huge...
there were lots of Veins floating around.
Yeah, I actually Force of Will.
That was nice.
With the 2.
I love Vayne's S.
Yeah.
You know the Mono Ice are playing 3 Veins. Because they can't search for a Vayne.
Yeah.
And against a mirror, it's amazing, as you've seen, right?
Yeah.
So if they're running 3 Veins, that means they have 3 vanilla 4-drop 8Ks against you.
Yeah.
Which is
pretty much useless.
Yeah.
What were some of the other matchups? Like you've talked about the
So I played
Ice
against
matchup.
Fire as well in the top 4. I played against Greg's Fire. Unfortunately for Greg, he missed the Illua ability, and so attacked with a weaker forward, an indestructible weaker forward, which I blocked with Illua, and then he tried to kill her with ping damage, which didn't work. So that was a shame.
His modifier wasn't like my modifier either. So it was.
But I think we went 2-1 in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't go 3-0 in that one against him. So
I feel like Modifier is kind of...
Sorry, yeah, 2-0, yeah.
I feel like Modifier is kind of situationally good against you, right?
It's the thing is, Mecha Chocobo did a lot of work.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mecha Chocobo is a
because
thing.
you just make sure you have less than 3 cards in your hand for VV, so VV can't just come and kill on its own. And
which you can do because you can discard for development. So
yeah, this deck compared to the previous incarnation in Opus 3 is really good top decks. Yeah. Once you got 2 backups. I mean, if you have more backups, you get to the luxury of Red Mage. But even without that,
I think a big part of why this deck did well was like the resource sinks that you have, because you can play a Devout, which just uses an extra card, which is just good against the ice decks because that's a card they can't discard. And Dragon as well, you can just play it, get rid of 2 cards from your hand that you have use for later. So,
and ice can't really deal with Dragon.
Bank
stuff.
Like get it out of your hand and still be
But against certain decks,
this assortment of weapons
that
deal with most problems.
Like this is very good. I think this is like a meta breaker, I reckon, because like
it felt like it.
If the meta is all ice, maybe.
Yeah, because it was so prominent in our regionals.
What about?
But I feel like I dodged monsters. I didn't play against monsters, and I was worried about monsters.
Against monsters, like summon removal would win you the game.
Yeah, that's one of the big reasons.
He only has 2 cards and 4 cards in his deck,
and that's one of the big reasons I was wanting Celis.
Lassie and what?
What? No, Odin and Dragon are his only outs against monsters.
And the Emperor.
Oh no, I was thinking about Kunmi if they're targeting.
Oh right, but
I guess
their summons are AoE.
Yeah, their summons are Fanfret and Velafor.
Yeah. So I was worried about monsters. I need to play against monsters because I still haven't had the chance to see what happens, because the deck's more aggressive than it used to be. But like Kuja doesn't hit any of the monsters. For example, Mega Chocobo is useless against monsters.
Amon almost does something.
Renoa doesn't even slow them down.
So some people
but I do get to kill my own Renoa at least. Which means I stop the last attack.
It seems like this deck will never prick itself. The only card that I can kind of see is Mecha Chocobo, because Mecha Chocobo is sticky, and you've got 3. That's like the only card where I can kind of see.
Yeah, there's a lot of 2-0s. Is that what you're saying, Murat?
Pretty much, but at the same time, it's like that one Mecha Chocobo probably extra Mecha didn't really matter to your top decks.
I have no idea. I wouldn't have known if that Chocobo I drew would have been something else if it was a 2-0. So, yeah.
Or even Zalora. I think 3 is a lot.
It's difficult to imagine what might come out for your summon removal. You have access to. There are 3 cards in your element, right? There's Edward, there's Celis, and then there's Summoner from Opus 1.
So, no, it won't be Summoner. Summoner's too much of a do nothing.
It would be Celis for sure.
Celis is the obvious choice, but does
playing Celis and cancel their summons?
Does playing Celis then warrant a necessary set of searches for her?
No.
You just play Celis
because you can if you draw 1, you can devout 1 back, and
that's true.
Or that 1 sage as well.
Literally everything on Celis's card is a good line of text. You don't have to use all of it.
So, what does she eat? Maybe one of the Mecha Chocobos?
Yeah, she'd eat all the Mecha Chocobos.
If you put Celis in, I think you put 3 in.
Well, no, you do, but we're trying to keep the Mecha Chocobos. But at the same time,
I don't think
is there another spot that she can take?
What about Amon?
The closest thing would be the Genesis or the Kunmi, I would say. With the closest niche to Celis.
Yeah, Kunmi. I can see Kunmi getting it out.
Kunmi was so valuable
though.
She stopped Glacial Boluses against me so much. Another thing about this deck is it gets wrecked by certain kinds of fire. But one of the reasons I put the deck together before going to regionals again was 7k is actually not a removal threshold right now. Most of the time, Glacier is, of course, which I'm just talking about. But in general, Dad Illumas in increments of 4, so that's 4, 8, and a Bahamut. And Bahamut's you see more playing fire than Vanilla, right? And so I was they're actually gonna overpay to kill my stuff, and that's fine. That's and they get to trade their cards. I mean, it's not overpay. It's the same as what I played, but you don't want to. You
get to be more efficient.
You don't want to pay the same amount your opponent paid just to kill their thing. So
I mean, ideally, yes.
yeah.
Kunmi is good against like the high impact summons right now because Phoenix costs 7.
Phoenix is
making that
huge.
cost 10 is like huge.
Yeah, like even
Diablos.
even like Hecaton shit. Like
Making
it just
4.
puts cost 5.
Because it costs
Oh, right, yeah, costs
Yeah,
3,
it just
yeah.
puts so much pressure on summons.
Yeah.
You know when Kumi got first spoiled?
I hated it.
No, like I was
I
telling
hated it as well.
Yeah.
For a different reason.
Yeah.
Opposite reason.
Yeah, no, I was telling Kevin like
She's so subtle.
this is broken.
Yeah, I was. That was my reaction.
Yeah, I was like, sure, like this must be a typo. Like
Yeah.
She's
all summons. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
like
she's subtly powerful. Like it's hard to notice while
It's-
playing her that she's doing her job.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like because that was I remember at the time you'd say I don't know if I want to put this in because how will I like when will I even notice it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like when you put it in, your boards just started to grow
Yeah.
larger and
Yeah.
larger and larger, and that would
Yeah.
be because your opponent can't remove things efficiently.
it's really interesting because on the turn that you play it, it's a 3-mana 6k first strike, kind of like a do nothing almost.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
mostly
Right?
do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like a 3-mana do nothing.
but
And but then it does so much.
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
The longer it stays
it's
alive.
surprising how often like a 6k first striker is relevant too, especially in a meta where there is
Yeah. Alcid's
Illua everywhere.
Alcid's
yeah,
really-
yeah.
she's really good against ice apart from glaciers because Thaumaturge, Sarah,
They can't put attack.
It's
Yeah,
just- yeah.
like,
It's
like,
Yeah.
she
Because
blocks
usually
it
like
really well.
those aggro decks like party attack to get through.
Yeah.
And you're
You're
like,
like,
I've
block.
got this. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I want you just the last thing before we sign off is this Cyclops. Which-
Cyclops was amazing.
Yeah, which is very unorthodox in these kind of lists.
Oh, is it?
Really?
I
I
don't
don't-
really check the list.
I mean,
so
like
don't know, but
I haven't seen Cyclops in a lightning deck. And
it's,
like,
I felt it was really important to have a combat trick.
Yeah. It's
no, it is.
It's a combat trick and a line breaker.
I do,
Yeah.
I do agree with your inclusion in this deck.
Yeah.
I just it's not very seen. So maybe the listeners want to.
In I think in Opus 6 I'm going to replace it with Crazy Quetzal.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Quetzalcoatl.
Just because most of the time this is only really affecting one thing anyway.
I
And-
think
like-
and-
situations might come up where it does AoE though.
It could, but
and Quetzalcoatl can save you guys from removal as well. That's why
Yeah.
Quetzalcoatl is good.
yeah,
that
like,
could be pretty nice on
I-
Kumi.
so I think
Yeah, on
That's a
Kunmi.
replacement.
So it's like they play Garcia and then they pay 3 extra
Yeah.
to kill the Kunmi, and you're like,
You buff it by
Quetzalcoatl.
2.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no!
Buff it by 2, shrink the 9k.
that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
one of the
fantastic.
interactions I miss not having sellers.
Yeah.
Is you get to they pay 3 more like they really want it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And then you're like,
sorry,
ha-ha.
Nope.
yeah, and also
You're not really sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not sorry. But like the sellers, the Emperor, like summon cancellation of the Emperor is fantastic against
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
really strong.
Oh yeah, Kunmi on Emperor, it's like, oh no.
yeah. But before I changed, like the 2 of Dragon was my nod towards monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, I think it's enough because it's kind of a 4-off. It's a soft.
Because you
4-off.
got the Sid
I think 2 Sidwoffs is probably wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
it-
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's only 2 monsters.
It's just
What
one.
found
I
with
think one
Re-Enter-
Sidwolf is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think it's changed it to the Opus 4 Bard. I like that Bard.
I think that
What's
might be.
that? Is that the
included
dollar-
as well. Yeah,
Dollar forward.
Yeah,
Or break.
which is...
Yeah.
But there are lots of good eyes to drop. They can
Mm.
pretty much become anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, Sidwolf seems like the strongest option. It
yeah.
is very
Like
inconsistent,
Sidwoff
though.
has the best line of text
Yeah.
when it has a target.
Yeah.
Almost any target, it becomes the best line of text.
Yeah.
Is there a monster that is not the best line of text on a backup?
Mm,
Like, it was just a
Ariman.
situational,
Yeah.
situational monster,
Yeah.
right? Like Iron Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But even then, there's lots of 5 drops right now.
Yeah.
If you are a man and actually
actually
use it.
it's pretty insane. Yeah.
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 Wait, Iron Man is a 3 CP, right? To kill something.
Yep. 3 kill a 5 drop. So that's.
Will this come back into the meta?
I don't think so.
I'm saying how this doesn't get hit by rain because it has no 5 drops or more. Einstein.
Einstein.
Is,
Gideon.
I would Einstein. I might try him out in this deck.
the legendary one.
See how it goes. Probably not necessary, but I'll at least try him out.
Yeah.
Because he also still kind of doesn't get hit by rain.
Yeah.
I want to mention a moment as well, which highlights, like obviously lightning punishes active forwards and ice punishes dull forwards, and this was
This is
perfectly
like-
highlighted against Tony Tony Shi.
Who was your finals opponent?
Yeah, but this wasn't in this game.
This was in Swiss.
Yeah, where he had a Celis in play,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mecha
went
Choco.
to Alcid it. No, I didn't have Mecha
Oh.
at this point. I went
Same
to
one.
I Alcided it, and his response to Alcid, he used Glacial Bolus on his Celis to $1 and make me discard a card. I was like, I'll poo. Okay, so I've got his Al Cid, but that wasn't good. So then the next game, the same situation came up where he had Cellus, but this time I had Mecha Chocobo in play. And then I Al Cid'd the Cellus, and he went to do the same play again with the Glacier, and it's like, wait.
Maybe
that Mecha Chocobo's there, just like eyeing up the Cellus. So then,
I've got you now.
yeah, so then, of course, Al Cid did its thing, killed the Cellus, and then Mecha Chocobo got it.
Well, it's actually right?
Yeah.
Watching in the finals
Yeah.
as well, a similar he had to runic his own summon to activate
yeah.
his Cellus
that's
so
right.
he could block something.
But then Devout came back with
Yeah.
Genesis, so yeah, that was such a sick play
that was a
though.
sick fight.
Like I was like, wow, that's awesome. Because it was like really nitty gritty end game.
that was like the last thing that happened, right? As well.
It was.
yeah,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It was the last thing that happened.
That was the best play you could have done at that
Yeah.
point. But yeah, thanks for sharing us with that. I don't know.
And
I feel like
congratulations.
congrats.
Thank
I
you.
feel like
All of you leave lots of comments congratulating Chris.
I feel like
you don't need to do that.
you didn't say that when I won a regional.
Yeah,
Did we talk about you winning
Yes.
regionals? Oh, I'm sorry.
It was a
Yeah.
standard
Yeah.
Cyclone deck.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Earthwind deck.
Yes,
Which
Standard
I was sad for, I
Cyclone.
think.
Yeah, I don't think you were
Yeah.
there for that was no, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
you're the
know
only
this
one who
deck.
went.
I know this deck, too well, because it's like the Opus VI deck. And
Yeah.
I always think it's like, okay, if I have to attack, so for that said, but if I attack, I get Telerate. And it's like, oh my god.
In
That's no
our
good
locals,
option.
I went against a Zach.
Yeah.
Last week's locals. It reminded me of playing against you in
Really?
the good old days. We
Yeah.
got 7 Swift Strikes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Zach because Bane did its thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
no, at that
so
point,
beautiful.
because like back in the day, like Opus 3, my outs for out Lightning is to play Zac. Because
Yeah.
they play Lightning, I'll just get a 4-drop, But against you, it's like you play Vayne. I'm like, oh.
I don't know how this is going to do come Opus 6 because Garland, right? Vayne doesn't really hit Garland because of the backup that activates the Knights.
But then you just
Yeah.
outsit him, yeah? Because he's usually brave.
Yeah, but are they playing Minwoo in that deck?
I think
Maybe.
they might do.
I'm more or less
Yeah.
convinced that you were playing
So
Minwoo.
if they're playing
Well,
Minwoo,
no,
like
the forward one, the back one, because both work
the
well.
backup one.
Yeah.
They both work well, Eric.
I don't know that you're. I don't
Yeah.
think that you're playing summons. I'm not convinced
What?
that you are yet.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
Especially not the ones Minwoo wants to cast in
Yeah.
the first place.
Okay.
yeah. And then Ironstein, if he's in mono lightning list, because I think he'd probably do well there.
He is, yeah.
Like Vayne doesn't do that. Odin Dragon doesn't hit him.
Yeah.
Like it's just us.
Oh, no.
Somebody could have haste.
And
so-
Zala.
No, Sid Wolf,
Yeah.
Ariman.
Zala is my
Zara
answer.
No, no.
doesn't even hit him
No,
because he
Sid
can
Wolf,
activate
Ariman.
himself.
No. He can't in response to Zala in my turn.
Oh right,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
only during
yeah.
your turn.
Oh, no, but say he attacks, and he activates, and attacks
Yeah,
again.
then you can
Yeah.
Zala.
Yeah.
Then you can Zala on
in response
second
to the
turn.
activate. Oh, in response to the activate, even.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
you or you just you do it. You let them attack again just for like the.
Yeah, just like the
You
hope.
give them
just
hope,
to-
yeah.
Just to give them hope.
You
Yeah,
must
yeah.
crush every ounce of
If you do
hope
that,
out
if you
of
get
them.
cocky and do that, they could have been activated just to block with anyway.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
sit. But no.
Well, if you got the answers in your hand.
Not
yeah.
today, lightning storm.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so
Okay, so I don't have to worry so much about that.
anyways, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
This is the season finale before the Opus set reviews, and of course, we're gonna have amazing guests again. Those are to be announced.
We have any? We've got some lined up, I hope.
Yeah. To be announced. We want to string you along a little. And it's really funny because when I was trying to tease you guys for the spoiler for the Sahajin, I put some really like wacky clues.
Oh my
Yeah, they were very misleading, honestly. I
I
knew the card and I couldn't see the card.
Yeah, and
This
then like
card is also a water card.
no, and then it's funny because when I said 7 and 9, which is what that Sahajin was like referenced to in the Theater of the Games, you guys were like, "Oh, it's an 8 card. 8 is represented."
Wait,
Like,
7 and-
I didn't see that at all. I was just like, all I'm putting is 7 and 9.
That clue, you had to know the card to see
Yeah,
that
yeah.
connection.
Yes, I know, I know.
There was no way you could
I like-
reverse engineer that.
I like making it hard for
But
them to
it
get.
it wasn't.
But wait,
it wasn't a
wait,
clue.
wait,
It was just
wait,
misleading.
No, wait. Someone did guess it before I revealed it.
Wait,
Wait, really?
Yeah, Shoal Birdhouse.
Oh.
And he guessed it on the last clue when I put a
This is on
Van.
the Facebook page.
Yeah. And when I put a Van, because Van when he party attacks.
Yeah.
So Saiyajin attacks. Party attacks, draw a card, discard a card.
That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
So he was like Kraken, question mark, and then underneath he cuts it Saiyajin, question mark. Everyone,
Very good.
everyone on the first clue thought it was Kraken because
Right.
Final Fantasy 1, you fight a Kraken before you get the water crystal.
Yeah.
Right.
And I showed the water crystal, and yeah, a lot of misleading.
Yeah.
Red herrings, so to say.
Red herring.
At least someone got it. So
Yeah, that's
come on.
amazing.
I props to you on that one.
I mean,
What's that weird
I
one?
doubt had I not known already that I would have guessed it.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, good on you, show.
That's some
Yeah.
like national treasure level thinking there.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for joining us.
Oh, the Mirage code.
Oh wow.
Is that the name of the? No. Okay. No,
Instead of Apple, it's POTATO.
Yeah. Anyways, so like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter. I'm getting quite like more and more followers on Twitter.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm
But you're not
surprised.
posting that much on Twitter. Right?
I'm not, but I think the people who are following me on Twitter, I don't see them anywhere on YouTube or Facebook. So I think I should just post things there.
So yeah, we've
Anyways.
got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got
Right.
Yeah,
should we
audio
do it?
file.
Yeah. So we got our own like little website. If you guys didn't know.
Oh, we do?
Oh yeah, just to put up the podcast.
Oh, okay.
To download the podcast audio, subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Facebook,
We're on
Twitter.
iTunes as well.
Oh yeah, iTunes. I was
If you
related.
can, give us a good review on iTunes.
Yeah, that'll be much appreciated.
I understand that really helps the search
Yeah,
algorithms.
and we always I always try to improve small little production. Like sometimes, like the last episode, the noise wasn't quite as good, but still trying to
Yeah.
improve it. And
Do you have any
yeah,
suggestions?
but yeah, we don't know how long we'll be off because we want to finish all the set reviews before we come back and do a podcast.
Yeah, so
Because there's a lot of
Set reviews take a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
well, it'll probably be a week or two after the new set,
yeah. So
because we'll probably start doing the reviews maybe next week.
And then we can say, oh, these things
no,
we thought
no,
were good or bad. All these things
yeah,
we thought were
one
bad
or
and
two,
good.
2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And then so it might be like a month. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got some small changes coming to Opus 3. Not as big as season 1 to season 2, but small.
Did we have any changes season 1 to season 2?
They
we
can
did,
see
yeah.
us now.
They can-
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's true.
That was a huge
That was a
change.
huge change.
Yeah.
We're the first video podcast for Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Put on your
No, I
VR
don't think we
headset
are.
for season 3.
Oh yeah.
We'll be coming into your home.
Wait,
Yeah.
I don't think we're the first video podcast, are we?
We're the first video podcast for Final Fantasy TCG. That's true.
Okay. I'll take
Well,
your
when
word.
the first episode came up, it was.
Okay.
How intriguing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We're the second podcast overall.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Does anyone want to say bye?
Yeah. Thanks for listening. See ya.
I
guess.
Thanks,
See you in a month's time.
Yes. And tune in for our set reviews.
Maybe. Number 1 potato boss.
Out.
Damn it. That didn't work out so well.